Okay, welcome to Genius Invocation TCG Weekly Tournament Asia Region, presented by Genius Invocation Discord at discord.gg/invocation with a K. I am Waifu Hunter, like last week,
I'm Louis.
and joining me today is
Louis. Uh, Hailing from the mystical land of Germany.
wow. What time is it in Germany?
9 a.m.
Oh wow, that's pretty early.
Yeah, I've been up for a bit though.
Okay,
What's the time
so
over there, actually?
all right, thanks for being here.
Anyway, this. Okay, you go.
Oh, okay, this is the 3.3 week 6. We have a format change actually. Two big changes coming for this tournament. The first change is, unlike last week for Asia specifically, this week we will have an elimination best of one format with 2 decks and 1 ban. So each player will prepare 2 decks, and each player will ban one, and they will play with the other. It'll be a bracket system, and we will broadcast all of the top 4 matches. And the second big change is, which applies to all region, is the global ban on Magu Kenki. Magu
Yeah.
Kenki has been pretty dominant. We see there was like a 52% presence in all regions, but a whopping 80% of the decks that went 4-1, and 100% all of the decks that went 5-0. The fact that Magu Kenki has access to elementals makes it very easy for Magu Kenki to apply Swirl by itself, which leads to a lot of AoE damage with its Cryo Swirl alone, plus like high damage elemental burst that can finish off enemy characters that's been worn down but with the AoE from previous turns. What do you think about this ban, Louis?
Well, I mean, Kenki really shows that like elemental application is like king in both the Genshin itself, but also the Genshin TCG, and just being able to apply 2 elements in like the most consistent way, which is just like a summon that applies it twice plus on the initial. Like each of those essentially does 6 damage, three initial damages and 3 from reactions. Essentially, what you can think of is like since 2 elements do 1 reaction that usually does 2 damage, 1 elemental application is usually roughly equivalent to 1 damage. So that's already a lot. And then like just to think about that, you have that, but for 2 elements, so you can you basically fischl for 2 elements, and one of them is Animo, which is even crazier because Animo can apply elements to stuff that's not even on the field. It really just did a lot, and even a lot by itself sometimes. Like when we see the Noel version, it's just like you have Kenki on the field for 3 turns, and then Noel just deals with the rest pretty much. So what we're seeing is a lot of the decks were below it coming out of the woodworks. We're seeing a whole host of Yoimiya decks, Sino, obviously Ayamiya, some Kole decks. Like Yoimiya is just kind of everywhere. Kole also like with a lot of representation. Ganyu coming back from beneath, because like Ganyu had sort of been mostly replaced with Magu Kenki at this point. Some freeze, some. Yeah, a lot of diversity, honestly.
Yeah, I was actually quite surprised that below Magu Kenki, the meta is actually quite diverse. As you say, we have a lot of Yoimiyas, still a lot of like the Ayamiya variants with Chongyun, but we still see a lot of other Yoimiya variants, like the Rainbow Yoimiya with Kole. We also, speaking of Kole, we also see quite a bit of Kole. Normally you would see her in the Quicken list, but again, we see a lot of variations too, like Rainbow Kole last week. We see like Yoi FTK with Kole last week too. I hope we can see more of those. The fact that Kole's talent allows her to apply Denjo reactions very easily is quite strong.
Yeah.
We also see quite a bit of Sino TK. Quite a sleeper hit last week, getting 3 5-0s in last week's tournament and globally. What do you think about Sino this week?
I mean, it's not actually that represented. We only have 4 Sinos. One of them the Razor version, and 3 of them the Kaching. Oh no, wait, 2 of them the Kaching version, and 1 Quicken version actually. And yes, it's pretty much another Yoimiya deck. Just being able to set that up and then OTK turn 3. Compared to Ayaka, it is maybe a bit less consistent in doing what it does, but at the same time, it has that disruption aspect that Overload brings to the table. That kind of gives it an edge, especially in the Ayamiya matchup. And obviously, Ayamiya, I think, is the most represented deck this week. So I think it might be a good meta call.
Right, and based on what I've seen today, we have like basically a lot of Yoimiya, right? And what do you think counters Yoimiya in this meta?
Well, what you really like, Yoimiya decks are usually setup decks. You just kind of go all in to get your Yoimiya set up in turn 2, just be able to ult that turn. So, and then like on turn 3, you have somebody who takes like a lot of advantage of that, like Ayaka, like Jongyun, like Sino. So there's 2 sort of places where you can attack Yoimiya. Either you apply like a lot of pressure turn 1 onto the Yoimiya, so it's like really hard to get her in and get her ult off. That's the less consistent version because like it basically gets countered by Leave It to Me, because you can just switch out and then switch back in that way. Also, Liusu doing a lot against that playstyle. And the other thing is obviously disrupt turn 3. Have the Sucroses, the Genes, Overload, anything that can sort of get the hyper, like the carry of the team off the field, or sometimes also you can look at one-shot builds. Like we see one deck that I'm just like really excited. I hope we get to see it today. Pizza Cheese coming with Pyro Agent, Terror from Bennett, like Pyro Resonance, Jade Plume. Just be able to deal a ridiculous amount of damage and therefore force the switch or kill whoever is, taking advantage of the Yoimiya ult.
Okay, do we not have a game yet? I guess we. Anyway,
We'll get it eventually.
Another game mentioning about controlling Yoimiya, trying to do that disruption. And now that Magu Genki is banned, I was looking forward to see a lot more of animal control with Sucrose and Jean. Now that when Magu Genki was around, basically Sucrose is non-existent since Magu Genki does what Sucrose does, but better. Now that Magu Genki is banned and Yoimiya is running around, I was really expecting quite a few Sucrose and Sucrose Gene animal control, but I don't think there's much actually.
Yeah, I think the problem really with not the problem, but like the reason we're not seeing it, I think, is actually because since we're like on the last week of 3.3, and we also have as we're jumping into the game, we got Jade Plume Quicken versus Yoimiya Rainbow. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, what I wanted to say is, since we're on the last week of 3.3 and we have the Magu Kenki ban as well, I think everybody just wants to play decks that are fun this week. And I think very few people actually have fun with like Gene Sucrose control, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun for the player, not fun for the player playing against it, definitely.
Oh, as we got booted.
We have a game? No.
We had a game.
We had.
Well.
So, Okay. Actually, one type of deck that I also want to mention before we start going into game is Freeze. Do we see quite a bit of a Xingqiu deck?
Yeah, and different variants too.
Freeze too.
Yeah. We obviously see the like classic variant like Ayaka Xingqiu, often with Chongyun, often with Mona. Ayaka just having the luxury of being able to freeze with her normal attacks. But you're also seeing Ganyu making a comeback, both as the freeze version and as the superconduct version. Ganyu Freeze has kind of been rising recently. Of people were like somewhat skeptical if it can do enough damage because freeze inherently has less damage because freeze only does 1 damage when you freeze. So it is the weakest reaction in terms of damage in the game. But obviously you have the disruption with it, and Ganyu can bring a lot of damage to the table. So you usually see that with Hydro Resonance with Xingqiu and Mona. Mona to sort of pivot, obviously Xingqiu to have Xingqiu ult, and maybe some defense as well. And it's been doing really well. Last week I've observed play.
Yeah, because last week I think we see a lot of quite a few freezes, definitely a lot of Ayamiyas. And I'm really glad we see a lot of variations, even though most of it is just Yoimiya. But at least there's like a lot of variations of Yoimiya herself.
Yeah, I mean that's also the good thing about like the 2-deck format. It's just you can only have one Yoimiya in 6 characters, so you're forced to have some amount of diversity, and it brings a lot of interesting decks to the forefront. We as I said, we've seen like a Sino Razor deck where like every character is actually represented as far as I can tell. Like we have a Ningguang deck, we have a Diona deck, we have a Diluc deck coming to this tournament. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what we have coming up today.
Sadly, we do not have a Barbara deck. If I am
No
reading
Barbara.
this
Wait, let me control F that for a second. No Barbara. Damn.
I mean, I think Asia has. I don't think Asia has ever run Barbara. I've seen it sometimes. Like there's like 1 or 2 in Europe and America.
Ooh.
But Asia, I think Asia is like pretty known as like the try-hard region. Like a lot of people are trying all the meta stuff. While
Yeah. And like it seems like it's like the faster region too. Like as you said, we don't have a lot of animal control, and I think that's also maybe a bit down to like Asia being the faster, more combo oriented region as of right now. Less control overall. So yeah, maybe that also plays into it. I'm gonna quickly check like how much gene we have because it shouldn't be much either. Yeah, 6 genes. So yeah.
So we still have not gotten a game.
I guess let's talk a bit about like 3.3 and what it brought to us, like how the game currently looks, because I think it's had a pretty good start overall. Like, sure, some stuff is imbalanced. Oh, we're having a game, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Now we only need to find out who it is. Okay, we got a Ganyu Freeze versus I think that was Collei Quicken on the top side.
Let's see after the mulligan.
Yeah. Either way, Quicken with not the
catching Collei Quicken.
Yeah. Quicken not with the worst matchup into freeze, just because Quicken is like such a versatile reaction. As soon as you have the Quicken down, you can pretty much deal damage with any character, so you're not as susceptible to like the oh my carry got frozen now my turn is done problem that other decks are really having a problem with when they go into freeze.
Yeah, Quicken wants to play very fast. It's a pretty I guess you would say an aggro deck, but then it's also a very versatile deck too. As you say, Quicken's reaction buffs every single reaction coming from Electro or Dendro, for those who didn't know. So the fact that every character can deal a lot of damage as long as that Quicken is triggered, you can basically threaten a lot of damage to end every single character your opponent has. Now, about the freeze though, the important thing is actually dealing the Quicken in the first place. So if the Ganyu freeze player can shut that down early, I think the Quicken player would have a hard time.
Yeah, I just don't think that's really realistic because freeze, like especially this freeze variant, is really wants to get Xingqiu set up to ult on turn 2. So switching around it a lot really hurts the deck quite a lot. So I don't see Epid right now just switching off of Cincture here and just trying to pivot around it. And at that point, it is sort of more of an open visor kind of thing, like both players just going at each other and hoping that that they have enough damage, pretty much.
But based on what I'm looking, it doesn't look like the Epid doesn't have the correct dice to set up for Cincture here. He does have that one Omni if he wants to normal attack, but it seems he's just going to switch, deny that quicken trigger.
Switches into Ganyu, that's interesting. I feel like that's the you really need to protect Ganyu, I think, in this matchup because you really want her to be on field later, maybe even for an extended period of time, and getting damage onto it right now is a bit of a problem. But Sleep Deprived actually ending his turn here with the big Paimon, so it's going to be fine. Puts one energy on Ganyu. It's going to play his Timmy and switch over to Xingqiu to end his turn as well. And then hopefully be able to set up the ult next turn. Thing is, though, yes, you've technically bought some time out of the Quicken, but now Sleep Deprived just is on Kale, Xingqiu is on field. We're going to see he can come up right here.
We're going to see Kale. Hopefully, we get to see Kale pop offs with the right dice.
Yeah. Also, the question, obviously, do we have Sidewinder on the side of Sleep Deprived? Because at that point, it's getting pretty hairy as well.
Yeah, Xingqiu needs one more energy to ult here, and if Sleep Deprived has the Sidewinder, it really threatens. Yeah. Oh, actually, he does have the Sidewinder, and Xingqiu is threatened here.
Yeah. 4 damage. Still doesn't have the energy. I think he has to probably pop the crisp here and hope he can still get the ult out. I mean, it's pretty likely he gets it out with the crisp. We'll also be able to proc his Chanks this round, and at that point he might still be in a pretty good position. Is going to set up his last energy here.
Yeah, the Lotus Crisp guarantees that Xingqiu will able to live the next hit and set up for the ult. But what does Sleep Deprived want to do after that then?
I mean, we have Quicken already up, as we said. So I think at this point you're trying to see if you can set up some energy on your Kitching. Maybe even has Calcs to get that Kitching up pretty quickly. At that point, we're looking at a lot of damage coming out.
Wait, people still run Send Off after Magu Kenki ban? I mean,
yeah, I've seen a bunch of people run one Send Off. Send Off is still a very good card in general. We have a lot of summoners in the game and in the meta. Fischl Kale obviously comes to mind. We got Rodea's X still running around. We got Sucrose, Ganyu. There's a lot of good summons still up.
Yeah, I guess in a best of, even though it's a best of 1, there's 2 decks, 1 ban, so you can add that as a tech card depending on your matchups. And if the matchup if the bad matchup usually has a summon, I guess Send Off is a really good choice. Catching here, getting that Lightning Stiletto up, getting the option of switching instantly and dealing damage.
Yeah, a bit with a lot of options because of the 2 Changs provoking. Still even has Strategize here, but seems like he's going to use his last dice to switch. 4 dice on the side of Sleep Deprived and no Nothing to answer on the side of Epit, so let's see what he can do here. Might have Kalksart, might just be able. Might just want to skill here. Oh, it's going to put down the.
Oh, I guess
Ooh.
it's a setup.
Does he have the resonance? Like he already used one of the resonance dice. No, he ends his turn, so he's setting up to ult at the start of next turn.
Yeah. Guaranteeing the Singchu kill, even though Singchu's job is practically done here.
Yeah, but it's really good to just get the Gambler's proc. He's going to start with 10 dice already due to Big Paimon. This is a big turn for the Quicken player. Epit does have Leave It to Me. So if Sleep Deprived is wasting any time, I'm very sure that we're gonna see a freeze on the Kaching. But I don't feel like that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Basically guaranteed. Burst coming off.
That's a lot of damage. He still has 7 dice left now. It's looking dire for Epit here. He really needs to pull one out. And drawing Timmy this turn, kind of a bit late in it. But yeah, we're going to see him tune away a lot of his hand to get a big charge shot off.
Oh.
Does find
Does
the
Hydro Resonance help here?
I think it's actually pretty good, just because you know you really need to have Mona stay alive in general, just to prevent the Gambler's proc, honestly. But you also really want to pivot into Mona at the end of the turn, just so you can prevent some damage on the Ganyu. So I really think Hydro Resonance is great here, especially considering we also, like, it doesn't take away the food slot either, so you can Hydro Resonance and food, you know?
Right. And I think Epit, with this much cards in hand, especially with 3 foods, one of them is a Lotus Crisp, and I believe one of them is a pizza. I think there's a chance that Epit still can out-sustain the damage here, especially that the Quicken proc is off already.
Yeah. He's also really conserving his Cincture Rain Swords right now.
Yeah, still 3 stacks on that Rain Sword.
So it seems like he's kind of trying to look to pop off next turn.
Ganyu does have the Elemental Burst available here. See if Epit wants to use it this turn.
Yeah, Sleep Deprived went over to his official as well. Probably going to put down Oz, and then regardless of what Epit does, like if Epit switches, Mona's also has Electro applied, so I think he's looking to set up Quicken again with Kale here. And the Sidewinder, that's also going to do a decent chunk of damage.
But Kale still has that cryo attached to her, so if Epit does switch to Mona, it does threaten Kale to be frozen and stopping that, so...
Uses Resonance dice here. Yeah, it seems like he wants to. At this stage, you can probably prevent the Quicken. Okay, is going for the big charge shot.
Attack.
Is going to freeze Kaching as well, so there's not going to be Quicken this turn. Unless Epit switches over to Mona, but I don't think that's going to happen. And all of a sudden, in terms of HP, we're looking at an almost even game. Actually, Epit is ahead in HP right now. It's 14 to 13. But Sleep Deprived obviously still has dice left to bring that into some balance, let's say.
It really does feel bad ending on 2 dice, though.
Yeah, maybe as
Feels like you could have done
but
something
at this
with
point, it's
it.
probably not even worth it. There's decent cards you can play with two dice though. Like maybe he still has a star sign, so he can Colloidal next turn, or it's just gonna switch to fish. That's fair as well. It ends on 1 dice. We're going to see Epit be able to start us off on this round. Charge Shot is available. The Cryo Crown coming a bit late, so I don't think we're going to see that anymore this turn. Like this game, yeah. Probably it's just going to be used for tuning. Has enough dice though, just straight up to start off with a Charge Shot.
This does kill off Fischl.
I think you might want to just. I think it might be enough to just do a regular attack though to kill Fischl right now, and then try to end something else with a Charge Shot later.
Yeah, Fischl is at the point where her HP is low enough that if Ganyu does deal another charge attack on another character, the collateral would probably threaten Fischl enough.
Yeah, okay. He does not have the dice left now after using Strategize to do a regular action and a Charge Shot. So that limits his options a decent bit. Seems like he might just want to set up a decent amount of food and then maybe even use Send Off if Oz or something comes out. Honestly, though, you do really need to get rid of Fischl right now, just so the Quicken proc doesn't really come out. Because I think Kale can kind of end this game by herself if Quicken comes up again. Long and hard think. But honestly, this is like the next 2 or 3 moves are gonna decide the game, like, hands down. So I don't blame Epit at all for taking his time here.
Yeah, he's so close to winning, he just has to figure out the correct play here. Opts in for the normal attack instead, and with the Xingqiu ult still available, that's going to finish off Fischl here. But now that Catching is the active character, you can trigger that Quicken and maybe turn things around for Sleep Deprived.
Yeah. I really think Sleep Deprived wants to stay away from using the last Xingqiu Bolt at this point, so I think we might just see see the ult come out, and then pray that Sleep Deprived does not have the resources to end it this turn. It is going to be tough to do so, considering 7 HP is a decent amount to chuck through.
It is 6 dice, so 2 attacks. Does that kill? No, it doesn't, right?
I'm pretty sure you can... Like, with Quicken, 2 attacks kill, it's just like, that's just Ganyu, and then you still have Mona in front of you.
Yeah. Send off?
Ooh, sends off the Ganyu ult. Big.
Make sure no more cryo application happens even after Ganyu dies here.
Well, Ganyu's not going to, though.
Yeah.
And Charge Shot next turn. Ganyu's gonna die next turn. It's just like the question is, can Mona finish it off? And I do think it should be enough, considering I think Kale is going to be on like 1 or 2 HP at the end.
I don't think Mona is going to die. She's healthy enough to tank.
No, Ganyu's going to. And then
Oh, yeah, Ganyu.
Mona will have to finish it off, yeah. Has the amplifying food as well. And the talent card. Actually, amplifying food doesn't really matter with the HP totals we're at right now. It still is the same. I don't really understand. But honestly, it doesn't really matter that much either. Because he has enough cards to tune anything he wants this turn.
Yeah. This guarantees that catching dies here. And I don't think Pole can do enough to kill two characters at once.
Like, the thing I think Epid is thinking about right now is, do you just take out the catching and keep the dice to have a full charge shot into Kale? Because if there's a Lotus Crisp, you have to do 7 damage. And that's a lot to need to do. So I think that's the thought process of doing the normal attack here. The right should be able to take out Ganyu though. This is intense. Sadly, we can see Sleep Deprived's hand. Otherwise, have a little more certainty. All right, Mona, what can you do?
Can freeze?
Yeah.
Is that enough?
You're trying to outlast here. You're going to set up. Yeah.
Go Mushroom, that's 3 health. Get the Phantom, that's -1 damage. Is that enough to hang Pole's next hit?
That was Sidewinder, is it? Actually, no. There's not going to be a reaction, but like, yeah, shouldn't he do? Shouldn't Kale do exactly 4 damage here, which is exactly enough, right?
No,
wait, freeze.
More.
I'm bad. I forgot about the freeze again. So yeah.
She gets Prio next time too.
Yeah, Sleep Deprived ending first here, really important. Okay.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is this lethal?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Like, skill should be lethal here. Exact lethal on 1 HP.
Oh.
Honestly, great game to start on. Yeah, it doesn't even reroll, because it doesn't matter. College's skills here, and then we go next.
Tune all the cards and just face.
I mean, I'd be shocked if there was not enough dice. Yeah, there we go.
The elemental skill yet. That is exactly 4.
Yeah. GG's to Sleep Deprived, and honestly, good game to Epid as well.
Yeah, very
great
good.
way to start off the weekly.
You get to see the strength of Pole Quicken, being able to deal a lot of damage once that Quicken is triggered. Now what do we have next? Okay, since this is a best of 1 elimination, so we won't. There's no like a few minutes between rounds. It's basically just when one game is done, we basically jump to another game.
Yeah, as fast as we can, because like at any time, like maybe not exactly right now, but it probably is, and at any time there's going to be matches going on somewhere in the bracket, because not everyone is playing at the same time. So we're gonna have some fun.
What do you think about this format compared to?
like tournaments are like bracket formats are always.
Oh, we have a game. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry for interrupting.
we're pretty much in the middle of this one. We got Syncjold up on Bennett. On the other side, we got Mona Sucrose, Jean, with
control.
Sucrose up, Cathedral up, but Cathedral should not matter because what 8 dice, and this is probably the last turn. We got actually, I have no idea how to pronounce that name at the top.
Let's see. I think.
So let's just call him Chongyun for now. Actually, that's probably really confusing if I call him Chongyun.
Aksu Mei? Okay.
Let's just call him Aksu then.
My Japanese is a bit... I used to learn Japanese. I can't read.
We got the Pyro Resonance here. Aksu's turn right now is... He's probably... I mean, he can switch off of Mona and then swirl out... But actually, it doesn't matter if he swirls out Bennett because... Yoimiya is going to die from the swirl, so he's just back on Bennett immediately. So he puts down the artifacts, trying to heal up here a bit, and then hope it's enough.
Maybe Bennett can solo carry this.
Yeah, I think that's. I think you should be able to. I don't really see how Aksu is going to.
Prism. I don't.
With Pyro Resonance, that should still be enough, honestly. Pyro Resonance plus skill? Wait, so there's no element applied. Oh my.
Wait, does Pyro Resonance only trigger when...
Triggers on a reaction, yeah.
So, it applies...
The Pyro Resonance only triggers on a Pyro reaction.
So I have... Oh, okay. I see. But, oh, no more Singchu ult, though.
Yeah. So, this is tough, and... Aksu's now also got Ginold up, but it doesn't even matter because there's going to be 3 damage coming out from the summons at the end of the turn. Is there any way that Jocelyn just takes down the 6... this is a 6 HP Jean. And I don't think there's any way to deal that much damage. It's looking... it's not finding... Yeah, it's just going to play Timmy. Okay. Actually, Cathedral... when does Cathedral proc? Does Cathedral proc before the summons?
I think... Oh,
okay, it procs before the summons.
Turn first. Okay, so
it's not enough though, because
but I don't think Bennett can do anything.
Yeah, yeah. Jean just presses anything honestly other than ult, and we're probably going to have Aksu taking this game, unless I missed something. Oh, actually, wait. Never mind. I didn't realize that Jocelyn was going to start the turn. Okay, that's actually.
I don't think it changes anything.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That heals 2, and now Elemental Skill in just deals 3.
Jean does 3, yeah. Yeah, I think we're still looking at the end of the game.
I do love Bennett's animations.
Yeah, I know Bennett is just like. I always like Bennett as a character just because like he's so jolly. You know? Yeah, that's going to be the win for Aksu.
Congratulations. Animal control.
Let me actually bring up the bracket just to see where these matches are actually taking place. Huh? Oh. Oh, sorry. Was I there the entire time? Hello?
Hello?
Okay, okay.
I'm here.
I thought I accidentally closed my Discord, I'll be honest.
Thankfully you didn't.
Yeah, thankfully. Okay, let me bring up the bracket here. No brackets currently available. Interesting. What's the bracket then? Well, whatever. Guess we're just gonna wait for the next game. But yeah, I guess let's pick up on the discussion on
The format,
how.
best of 3 versus best of 1.
Yeah, I like best of three a lot. I come from Runeterra. It just brings out like a lot of diversity, just because your deck has to be performing against a much wider margin of decks. Like right now, if somebody comes with two decks, they have to be like relatively different already, and then you can ban the one that you don't want to play against. So in general, your deck has to be like a lot less, let's say, cheese proof, or like um it doesn't have to be as proof against niche strategies, let's say, like that. But in the best of three format, you can really target a deck. Like you can just be like, okay, I'm going to build a lineup that where every single deck beats the best deck in the format, and then just make sure, like, because in a best of three format, you have to win um, with every deck you bring, you know, so you can really target it quite a lot.
Especially if the meta is diverse. You gotta have good matchups against basically every single deck that's meta, and probably different strategies too. Like, I also came from like Runeterra. You gotta have like a balance of like what some aggro, some control, maybe some combo. Usually that's the case, but I think Genius Invocation is a pretty different TCG. So there's like no obvious archetypes other than maybe built upon specific characters.
Yeah, I feel like this. You can broadly group them maybe as like aggro, who wants to probably get an elimination for turn 1 or 2, roughly around. You got like setup that like tries to pop off turn 3, turn 4, and then you got like control, which is basically doesn't really have a pop off point, but rather just tries to disrupt as much as possible. You got like freeze, you got like animal stuff, overload in a lot of cases. But we've also seen like I feel like we've only really seen one like really successful mid range deck, and that's pretty much the Kenki Geo. Because like it's not aggro enough to be an aggro deck. Like it doesn't do enough in the first 2 turns to be an aggro deck, but it also doesn't really like work towards a point later, but also isn't really a controlling deck. It's interesting. It's just a value deck pretty much.
We have a game. This one just started.
Or
Oh,
not.
never mind. It's the ban phase.
Oh yeah. So what the suggestion was to do bans, if you don't want anybody to ban first, is just both players sort of jump into a game with the deck they want to ban, and then basically gets revealed at the same time who's like what you ban, and no one has an advantage in that sense. So we saw freeze ban, and I didn't really see what we saw on the other side as a ban.
I
I'm
only
pretty sure we
saw
saw it
an
was sleeve
ancient.
deprived though. I think we're seeing sleep deprived again. If we're going to stick with that match for that, like if that's the case.
See if we get back. At sleep deprived. We saw them using the Kole Quicken deck, and the other deck is actually a Freeze
Freeze.
Ayaka.
Yeah.
So maybe he has to use the Kole Quicken again. I
Yeah.
really like
Feels
the
like a week 1, week 2 sort of Asia lineup, like just defaulting back to before what happened before Kenki. Obviously, that's one of the downsides to banning Kenki is sort of no one has really, like, very few people have experimented specifically with a meta without Kenki. So it seems like a lot of people are defaulting back to like what was good before Kenki was around, and that we're not seeing that many like new creations, I think.
Yeah, since basically every deck was trying to either use Kenki or trying to beat Kenki, right? And now that Kenki is gone, we are basically defaulting to meta before Kenki, which is we see a lot of Yoimiya, we see a lot of Kole Quicken. Actually, now that I think about it, I think week 1 didn't have a lot of Kole, but it rose to prominence in week 2.
I think we saw a decent amount of Quick in week 1, but not. I think
Not
it
from
wasn't week.
Asia. That's what I
Oh,
remember.
just talking about Azer. Okay.
I
Let
think
me
we saw a lot of the
see if I
regions.
can bring this up quickly. The week 1's results. Where were they? There, curated decks. Top 4 decks Asia. So we got Freeze, Iamea, Freeze, and yeah. So like we got triple Freeze in the top 4 week 1. But I think in the other regions we saw a lot more Quicken. I think especially in Europe, I think 2 out of the top 4 were Quicken in week 1.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see different regions have different metas, basically.
Yeah, like it's especially interesting considering that like I feel like the biggest community, like yes, there's side communities, but the biggest community is the server, and it's like it has sort of become a hub for like everyone. Like I don't really think anybody's like any side community is like so big that it doesn't really look at this server. And I mean, especially considering this is our tournament too. But it might just be because like as much as people are on here all the time, they're on at different times, so they might not even talk to each other that much. Like I know one of the cultural differences is like when you're around during like NA times, people talk a lot. Like when you're in the voice chats, like you actually like people are playing, but people are also talking about the play and like playing against each other. Whereas like when it's Asia time, there's just 20 people sitting in a call, all on deafen, basically,
All mute
just
deafen,
watching
yes.
one player.
And usually it's just Jocelyn.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what 12 hours difference
Mm.
when it's like afternoon here. It's basically night in US, so I don't think the time really matches up. Whereas at least in Europe, there's like only like 6 hours, more or less difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you haven't already, join up on discord.gg/invocation with a K. Don't forget.
Yeah. Do we have a Twitch chat command? I actually don't know.
Twitch chat is 5-minute delayed.
And sure, but when they see it, they can still type it in chat.
Actually, I'm not sure if Kojo can set that up. I'm sorry,
Well-
Kojo. We put a lot of responsibilities to you.
Oh, we got the bracket.
We have the bracket currently.
Let me see if anything interesting has happened.
Canamis getting quite far, as expected.
UIP making it through. Pizza cheese is done already. No.
Oh, not pizza cheese.
I was so looking forward to maybe seeing some of that that Jade Plume
The pyro
resonance. Yeah, but overall, from what I know about like what players are good, like you got UIP advancing. Ariel's still playing, but already like is in round 2 at the very least. So I don't think there's that many upsets here. I'll be honest.
I have to see
But yeah.
which players to look for that we have not seen here. We know UIP went pretty far last week. We see Katamis actually going 5-0, but sadly has to forfeit because of the deck list.
Mm.
The deck list problem. Let's see, we have Y getting far.
Oh, is it up on
Oh, it's
Battlefy now?
already up on Battlefy.
Oh,
Yeah,
it still
Arc
says no
is
brackets. I guess I
on.
need to refresh.
Yeah, Arc is on
Ah, there
the
we go.
quarters already.
There we go. Yeah, Y advance. Yeah, Orc's still battling sleep deprived right
Morgan.
now.
Yeah,
That sounds like an interesting match.
we can watch that. Jocelyn sadly lost in his first
Yeah.
match.
Akane out against Rocky already. Yeah, bracket is moving quickly.
Oh, actually, Lisa went down. Lisa lost in the first round. Does that count as an
Ouch.
upset?
Yeah, that's rough. Akane is also out like after beating Lisa. That's tough though. I feel like best of one, like that's another thing. Best of one amplifies the variance you have in a game. Obviously, like if you just play one game, like getting screwed over by a dice once, like getting dice of cringe once, kind of matters a lot more than if you do it if you have like two two games.
Yeah, the problem with that's really the problem of best of ones. Like if you get that one bad roll or the matchup doesn't line up correctly, you just don't have a second chance. Which is
Yeah.
why in the European tournament we have a different format, I believe.
Wasn't it? Let me quickly check this. I think it was actually this week. Everyone's doing best of ones. You turn. NA is doing best of threes. NA is doing best of threes in Top Cut only.
And he's doing best of and I
Yeah,
thought
NA is
Europe
doing best of ones in Swiss and then best of threes in Top Cut. We'll see. Like I think this is the good time to experiment. Like, let's be real. None of what we're doing right now really matters that much in terms of like we need to have like the most competitive format and nothing and no experimentation and nothing can go wrong right now. Like right now we're still in the experimentation phase. We're still seeing what works best for this game, both in terms of obviously like meta, but also in terms of like how you run a tournament, how you you know how you get the most out of the card pool.
we're still trying to figuring out what's the best format for the tournament too. And this is basically the preseason, right? We're planning to have more, hopefully, and maybe if Hoyo actually supports the format more, the Genius Invocation more, we can get more ways of doing this kind of stuff. Like spectator mode, Hoyo, please. We beg you. Please. You know how hard it is to set up stream for each player's perspective. But I at least
I just want to see. Let's look at Pizza Cheese Jake Bloom. I can send you the link if you want.
Jade Plume Pyro Resonant.
Let me get that over to you. Here you go. But yeah, oh, my side broke, so I can't really see it that well.
Hey, do you have this death? up right now.
Let me put it on the other monitor, see if that works better. Yeah, that works better. Okay, interesting. Genshin cards doesn't really like 720p, I see.
Yeah, when I have a smaller window, it doesn't work that well.
Yeah, we got the dual pyro resonance, obviously. Even for the setup, I haven't lost yet. Definitely important.
Double Adeptus Temptation for that one shot.
Yeah, I feel like that might even be overkill, just because, like, I mean, yes, it is important, but you already have like pyro resonance as well, so maybe like running 3 of those instead of 4 might be better. Leave it to me, obviously, very important.
Yeah, I think one changing shifts though. What's your opinion on that? Do you really need it?
Maybe he just didn't find another card to put in the deck, although I find that dubious. Yeah, I don't really see it, honestly. Especially because this deck is like one of the big problems with this deck is like you need to do a lot of tuning. He's running
Double Favonius Library.
interesting. He's not running any dice rerolls other than
Yeah, it's just Favonius
library as well.
I'm
I
not
feel
seeing
like this is a
any.
risky a risky deck. Like you can get screwed over so much by dice in this.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any toss up. I'm not seeing any bestest companion.
Especially because like
Yeah. No. What do you think about Favonius Library as a general, as a card?
I love it. Genuinely. Like it's like half of toss up plus like a continued effect. So like yes, you have to weigh the options. Like if you are a very aggressive deck in the early stages, you really want toss up more. But if you are planning to go turn 3, turn 4, and can afford not to have like the exact perfect dice turn 1, Favonius Library I think is a really good card and does a lot to stabilize, especially considering like the third reroll is obviously still like more important than the fourth reroll because like you most likely going to reroll less dice on the fourth reroll, you know?
Yeah, usually you get all the dice you need by the third reroll. Probably only rolling like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
Usually.
exactly.
Actually, funny
But being
thing
able
is,
to
I asked SI and he actually hates Favonius Library.
oh, can you give me a reason for that?
He runs it in every single deck, but his reasoning is just roll better, forehead.
Yeah, yeah. Being mad at dice, I can understand, and Favonius Library letting you down, I can also understand. Like, I don't know. On the one hand, it's like the saving grace, but at the same time, like when you need it most, like that's one of the things I will say in favor of toss up. Like when you need it most, when your dice are like the worst, Favonius Library is obviously like the worst card. You know, like toss up is much more likely to save a 6 random dice that you can't do anything with dice lineup.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Favonius Library's value is actually depends on how well you roll, right? And if you play Favonius Library and for the next 2 or 3 turns you roll well, it basically just one dice do nothing. That's usually the argument. Rather than just running 2 toss up into Bestest Companion. Usually that's enough, but if your deck is really reliant on getting the right elemental dice, then I guess it's good.
Yeah. Let's be real though, like Bestest Companion is like just the best card out of those. Because like just getting 2 Omni dice, like that's one of the biggest problems with like Jade Chamber, like not being able to get like dice for characters that are not on screen. Like just 2 Omni dice, being able to do anything with those. Like you can play big small Paimon into big Paimon. without much of a problem whatsoever. And getting 3 dice of the same color from a toss-up is not actually that easy, especially later into the turn, you know? Like when you already like, okay, I need to use 3 for a skill, and I have 5 dice left, and I need to somehow make it so I have 3 same element dice to play Paimon. Like small Paimon is just so much better at that.
Yeah, yeah. The thing about J Chamber is you only get two elemental dice of the active character, right? And
Yeah,
utility, yeah, the two utility of Best's Companion, the two Omni dice does so much more than just for attacking, right? You can basically use your cards that takes 2 or 3 same dice. You can like equip weapons, play Paimon as you said.
yeah.
So the
All
value is
right.
definitely there.
Seems like we're gonna take a bit of a break until we find another match. So I don't know. Do we have music on the stream? I hope we have music on the stream. Anyway, enjoy. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
When we see you. Are you muted yet? Welcome back. Quick break there. Now we do have a match coming up versus with
Yeah, we got
Orc.
Orc versus I'm Too Fast coming up, and Orc coming on in with an unorthodox lineup, let's say. Gonna quickly see if I can find it. We got Noel Singcho Ayaka, so sort of a dual play, like a hybrid deck. Weird, I don't know. We'll see how that works. And on the other side, we have his deck too is Kaching Fatui Agent Bennett, so an overload deck. Seems like okay. So this is the bands. So we are going to see the Noel Singcho Ayaka list coming up on Org's side. Let me actually check
Well,
check I'm Too Fast side.
I'm Too
There.
Fast has classic Ayamiya with Chongyun and just straight up normal Quicken.
Yeah, seems like as far as I saw, Quicken got banned. So we're going to have Ayamiya Cryo versus Singcho Yaka Noel?
Okay, I would think unorthodox is the right word.
Yeah.
Not, I guess, maybe the idea is playing the normal Singchu Ayaka, but you can pivot to Noel if things go south. But I'm not sure how well that would work.
Like, usually you'd run Chongyun in the third slot, just or Mona for that matter. Chongyun to have an alternative game plan if somehow like Chongyun is basically trying to do the same thing as Ayaka, whereas like Noel would go for a different approach. You got Aquila Favonia already up here. I'm not entirely sure if. Sorry, you
What is
go.
Noel? Yeah, what is Noel trying to achieve here? Do you even run Wolf Gravestone here? I don't think so, right?
He's starting on Noel though, so he's not really rushing Singcho in.
Maybe
That is
Noel's
interesting.
elemental skill to negate Yoimiya's double normal attack.
Yeah,
Is that it?
like
I'm not sure.
okay, it is the question that we should maybe ask. Like, is this pretty much built to counter Iemia?
I can definitely see it. You have
Like,
freeze just in
have
case,
the yeah
just to deny the pop off turn from Ayamiya, and
yeah.
maybe Noel to use the crystallize and the elemental skill shields
Mhm.
tank the hit. Make sure
Also,
the
like
Gambler doesn't proc.
just being able to put up the billion shields that Noel can usually put up does really help um, with just not proccing gamblers on the other side. So maybe just try to hold out, do a lot of damage with Noel, and also don't die with her.
Or maybe you just use. I guess you can use the Noel shield just to guarantee Singchu survives long enough to activate the elemental burst.
Like maybe, but at the same time, we're not really in a meta where we have like a lot of early killers running around. You know.
That's true. Okay, it seems that like I'm too fast is going to getting the priority for next turn here with 2 dice. I don't think Org can do much other than maybe play. Yeah, he's just going to tune that and play one of the locations here. Opts in for the Wharf because 9 health, you don't really get the value from the
Yeah.
Cathedral, only healing 1 and refill.
Finds
I
even
guess,
more card draw.
yeah. I guess Wharf is really good in this kind of situation where you only have 1 card to play or play for. Not good dice though.
Yeah, that's tough. Especially because he doesn't have any rerollers. So he's gonna have to either tune or do well, and he's gonna have to tune 2 cards if he wants to. Actually, 3 cards. No, 2 cards if he wants to ult this turn. Yeah.
The Yoimiya burst activating here. Going to be now. Orc has to play very carefully here.
Yeah, just being able to have the Liasu makes it like so consistent that you can get Yoimi out even to more aggressive decks, and well, and into this, it's not even close. So is he going to tune 2 cards, or is he actually going to delay the Stincture this turn? The thing is, he can't really do anything else either, so he kind of just has to.
Tune the pizza, and I haven't lost yet.
Mm.
Making sure that elemental burst activates here.
Yeah. Might switch to Noel at the end of this turn, just, tank the damage over there. Either that or just end now. Make sure you're first next turn.
And considering I'm Too Fast has 4 dice, most likely I'm Too Fast is going to attack, utilizing that Yoimiya, considering it only has 2 turns.
Yeah, at that point, Orc can end and just leave it to me at the start of next turn. There's the extra draw. We got toss up. A little late.
Should have come
A little late to the party.
sooner. Maybe it can be used next turn. Considering there's also Wharf there, don't need to tune too much.
Yeah. Also, he gets to draw 4 more cards. So next turn he's going to have enough tuning materials anyway. But yeah. Now that both players have just
wait. Am I seeing that correctly?
Lament with no Kenki? Come on.
Do my eyes deceive me? Looking that 4 cost.
Yeah. That's going to the discard pile very quick. Is he just going to do a regular switch here? Seems like it.
Noel can tank the hit.
Yeah, but now that both players have their setup down, this turn is going to be absolutely pivotal. Goes over into the Noel. We're going to see if the theory we sort of had that this might be sort of an Iamia counter list. It's going to come true here. Just staying on the Noel for this turn. Trying not to die.
Yeah, especially with that Lotus Crisp in hand, you can just turtle up with Noel, denying the kill. And it seems like now that
the baits actually
swapped, that's why kept that leave it to me.
Yeah.
Now you can do the usual Ayamiya.
Yeah, you can freeze here.
Setup. Wow.
It's not going to use the Minty Meat rolls here just because he does not have gamblers, and using the meat rolls would not actually add another attack to his turn. Would only leave him with one dice at the end. It's going to switch over to Yoimiya. Oh no. I think Orc might have miscalculated here. He cannot switch right now. And if he just freezes the Yoimiya here, he's in big trouble because the switch into Ayaka is there. He has no dice left. I'm Too Fast is on 8 dice with Yoimiya ult active.
Yeah, that could definitely kill any active character.
Okay, what do we have here? He needs to do 3 attacks to kill. Yeah.
That's what, 2?
He can do 3 normal attacks now, so he can take out the Ayaka.
But there's no gambler here, so
yeah, and he doesn't wouldn't have enough dice anyway to proc it. So I think this is just take out the Ayaka. Ooh, that's enough.
That kills.
Yeah, and
And
that
now
means we're going to see. Yeah, the elects to have Synchro fall as well this turn. Wait, no. How's he on 1 dice? What did he do?
normal attack cost. Ooh.
Huh? Wasn't he on 6 dice and then
Yeah, he was on 6.
normal
He
attack
used
twice?
Normal attack twice. Minty roll is active, so should be
Yeah.
2, right?
Right? Did he use some food or something I didn't realize? Oh, anyway, has the dice.
Alright.
Who cares?
Oh, maybe
Ah.
maybe Ayaka elemental skilled. That could be it.
Oh yeah, he had to because he used cryo resonance. Yeah, now we have it. Now we have it. Yeah. So yeah, Noel element applied, 9 health, 2 rain swords.
It's a difficult position for Org here.
Yeah. But if any character can pull it off, it is probably Noel at this point. I think the problem kind of is we don't have a Rules Greystone. We don't really have like that many support cards for Noel here.
Okay,
It's going to use the toss-up.
Geo dice.
Ah, that's 2 Geo dice. That's nice. Come on. No.
Nope.
But he has a lot of cards in hand anyway, so he can tune quite well. He has, especially he has cards that, you know, he doesn't really need. Looking at you, Shao.
Like that too. Against the deck that has no summons. Oh wait, Ayaka ult is a summon. Never mind.
Yeah.
What?
Is it even worth it to send it off though at this point?
Yeah, I think you're dead either way. What can Noel do here?
Like we're.
I think I'm too fast forced to stay on Ayaka. I don't know, because if I'm too fast switches, triggers the crystallize, deals a lot of damage, basically kills, and
yeah, and Gamblers is available as well.
Gambler, yeah.
Orc also has Minty Midroll, so if I'm too fast slips up and lets Orc get away with getting an elimination this turn, that could swing it. We do see the switch into Chongin, but that was a crisp, right? I saw that right?
Yeah, that was a Lotus.
Yeah, so unlikely.
I don't think kill is happening this turn.
That's 2 damage. Yeah.
But getting the extra crystallized shield and getting the Noel ult off, preparing for the crack back next turn. There's some value in that. But let's see what I'm Too Fast can do here. Noel does have Pyro applied to her.
Yeah. You might be able to. Oh.
Cracks the shield, procs the melt.
St. Charles should do a lot here, but he actually has enough to get another normal attack out. And sorry, St. Joe. I mean Chongyun. Chongyun is down. Really unexpectedly for I'm Too Fast at the very least. And well, doesn't seem like I'm Too Fast will be able to take out Noel this turn. And at that point, we're actually getting into dangerous territory. Orc ending first here.
And Orc has priority for next turn.
Yeah. Probably going to use his elemental skill here right now.
Ooh,
Wolf's Gravestone. He runs it, he didn't have it. Okay. Okay.
He runs Wolf's Gravestone.
Oh my god, dice of cringe.
Oh, what am I looking at?
He still has toss up, He's hovering it already.
Yeah.
Get these Dendro dice off my screen. Oh my.
Okay, Okay, 2 Omnis. That does help.
Yeah,
a
this should
lot.
be enough at this point. And finds...
And
Wow!
6
Well, that's better.
Omnis total. And
Yeah, actually goes Lucky Dog. I think that's actually the correct decision here. Gets a decent heal, gets the shield, gets the crystallize.
make sure the Noel survives. Doesn't need to deal that much damage. Pretty much kills him.
I'd like to see the crystallized bar right now, and not the hand, but we'll see. Switches into Ayaka. Ayaka does have ult. But I don't think... Wait. Wait a minute.
Is that enough? Through the shield?
I don't think that's 6 damage through shields, right?
Yeah, but there's still 1
5!
Oh. Oh.
Oh no. He does have Lotus Crisp still.
Lotus Crisp does.
But that takes away his ability to attack.
Yeah, I think he's forced to.
Yeah, sends off the yeah. So that means he also can't play Cathedral. So there's no one that's gonna stay on 1 HP in this turn.
Noel survives, but what can Noel
At what
do?
cost? Oh my. The 1 HP Noel. I show me a more iconic Noel image. Alrighty. Oh.
Black?
We died.
Is it foreshadowing?
No, we're back. Okay. So I think I'm Too Fast is just trying to run through all the scenarios, make sure he didn't miss anything.
Does have 4 dice.
Yeah.
Any attacks Amplifies does gets negated by the.
Yeah, I feel like there's like no reason to use the dice on that.
Well,
Does not
does set up for next turn. If
does not switch to Yoimiya, which that is a bit curious to me.
where's the Geo? Come on!
Toss-ups are gone now. Okay, there's just the sum. Not great, but I mean the hand size is big enough anyway that you should be able to
There's a lot of
compensate.
stuff you can do
Yeah. It's going to skill here again. Gets the shield, gets the heal.
At least this guarantees Noel survives.
Yeah, we've seen both Cryo Resonance, so that can't interfere.
Like surprise damage.
Yeah, I think you're safe here regardless. Like the thing is, Lucky Dog only heals once per turn. Wow. Okay.
Refreshes.
Yeah.
Hanging by the thread, Noel.
I feel like you're just kind of like denying the inevitable here, though.
What can or draw here next turn? Make sure.
He's going to be able to
Lotus
end
Crisp used?
turn first again.
Oh,
It's
the cryo is applied though, so
Yeah. Ends turn. Is he going to try to set up a Yoimiya ult again? It seems like that's the goal here.
they still have 6 dice.
Yeah, 3 dice for the ult.
That is
And at that point, I don't really think that Orc can heal out of that range. He's gonna have to draw a crisp or something. Oh wait, that's enough for the victory. Ah, okay, sorry, I didn't calculate it through. Yeah, GG's.
Great play. I think the Lieben coming in clutch last turn.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, nice graphic, Thank you so much.
Nice graphic, thank you, Kojo.
Alrighty. Yeah, one send off. Okay, I get one send off. I've seen a lot of people run one send off, but who are you running Lament against at this point? Like, in the biggest case scenario, you might be able to do it against Quicken, but like,
Rodea?
yeah, but like, I mean,
Maybe.
there's like 2 Rodeas or something. Um, like you're just not getting like I think if you don't clear 3 summons, you're just not getting the value that you need to spend 4 dice and a card.
Yeah, 4 dice is a lot.
Yeah.
So
Like
the
a summon, like summons in this game do like 1 or 2 damage, right? Like either they're 1 turn or 2 turn, and sometimes you have like 2 damage ones. So I guess worst, like biggest case scenario, you're clearing on 1 summon 4 damage, but that's over 2 turns. I just don't think it works out in the maths.
even then you have to draw it at specific times because
Yeah, exactly. Like that's
there's like
also the
summon
problems
with
with one-offs.
the summons when the summon has 2 charges. Okay, it may be worth, but if the summon already only has 1 charge, and then maybe even if there's like 3 summons, you Guardian Oath it, is it really valued at 4 dice?
Yeah. Looking at the bracket right now, we got Ariel versus Note. Ariel taking down Potato. Note taking down Katamis? Katemis. Maxi versus Y. Y taking out Heaven, and I'm not sure if we talked about it on air before, but Maxi taking out UIP. That's a big upset.
Yeah, for those who don't know,
Uh,
UIP actually won
yeah.
last week. UIP actually won the whole. Actually, no, he went 5.
He had 5-0, but he wasn't the best 5-0.
Yeah.
Orc being taken out by I'm Too Fast is going to go up against Ark, who took out Sailera. Rocky took down Akane and is going up against Arc Sniper, who took down Redshifted. And that's our quarterfinals.
There's quite a few upsets going on here. I mean, I expected players like Y, Arc to be up there, but sort of quite a few players I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of factors that play into that, obviously, like the best of one format, the fact that there's not that many players to begin with. So like you only need to get to the quarterfinals, you need 2 in a row. Um, uh, even if okay, let's not say that any of these players are not that skilled, but like even if you're maybe like slightly less skilled than your opponent, if you just have to beat them in one game, it's going to happen eventually, right? It's a matter of statistics.
Yeah, it's a card game after all. Sometimes you just didn't draw the right cards or didn't roll the right dice. It happens. It happens to the best players. So that's why we have this every week, right?
Yeah.
It's not about being good at one tournament, it's about being good consistently. But you know, getting that free Welkin for a week is also pretty good.
Yeah.
By the way, the reward is Welkin, so if you want to sign up next week, viewers, chat.
Or for one of our tournaments this week. We still have EU coming up tomorrow, and North America or America actually, in total on Sunday. So, yeah, registration is still open. No Magukenki, and then the rest of the formats are unique to each region. So just head on over to the Discord and look into the tournaments chat, and you should be able to find anything relevant you're looking for. Let me actually see what if we still have any cool decks left.
Let's see.
Let me look at Maxi. I hadn't looked at Maxi before. No, Maxi is pretty boring.
Ariel is running a Gene Ketting Mona deck. The Electro Charge deck. I think we saw that last week in Europe, if I am not mistaken. Or is it?
I think wasn't that? I think that was week 2 in.
Yeah. My bad. That.
Was it you or was it? Let me check that where that was. Yeah, week 2, first place Asia, Ariel.
Yeah.
It's his deck. Only question is sort of like, who just came in here?
Oh yeah, it's it's Turtle.
Turtle and Arc. Okay, interesting. But yeah, not sure if the deck list has evolved a bit. It's still like it played instructors back then, which is kind of interesting because like we've seen instructors sort of see no play really since then.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Alrighty, and we're back. We're gonna see I'm Too Fast versus Arc now. Arc waiting a long time for this. He's basically been in the quarterfinals for 20 to 30 minutes, just breezed through his first 2 matches.
Now here against I'm Too Fast.
Mm-hmm.
The previous
We've got
winner.
Crystallizer and Silera.
Arc is bringing the Chanling Rodia Lava Churl, basically a variant of the monster mash, as I like to call it, utilizing the double monster requirement for the Hilly Churls.
Yeah.
That is banned, and his other deck is Mona Ganyu Official.
So,
What am I actually looking at here?
Mona Ganyu Official, it's sort of Electrocharge, freeze, electrocharge, freeze, superconduct hybrids. I'm pretty sure it has a very adaptable game plan. Let's say it like that.
One thing's
Just
for sure, it deals a lot of AoE damage as far as I know.
yeah, just trying to pivot around it. We talked a bit while we were off on about Ariel's deck. Just running essentially I've lost the track. I've lost my
Electrocharge
train of thought. Sorry.
with the Gene taking Mona.
Yeah, like also trying to pivot a lot around, and I think that's what we're going to see here as well. Trying to apply a lot of elements, and for the most part, just trying to get the AoE reactions, getting the superconduct, getting the electrocharge. But when that's not the case, when you really need to disrupt somebody, you still have the option to freeze, which is pretty nice. And Mona is weird because, like, when you look at Mona, you feel like Mona doesn't really do anything. Like, she's got a summon, which is one of the weakest summons in the game in terms of like being able to dish out stuff. Her normal attack is pretty weak, but applies Hydro. She's got the switch passive. Her ult is also really difficult to play around. So she seems like a really clunky unit, but overall she's like, because of her passive and because of the shield she can give, she's a very flexible
character
pivot point, basically. You can easily go into her, and you can from there easily go to who you want to go to and be relatively safe.
Yeah, I think the real value of Mona is that's true. It's the passive, able to fast switch into any character, and that's what makes her very versatile, being able to be used in very a lot of different decks.
Yeah.
Now we are now in the game, in the mulligan phase currently. That is a Jade Chamber.
Interesting. From Ark here.
Ooh, double.
Which is even weirder considering he's playing Rainbow. And is playing Mona at that, so like you very often end your turn on Mona, but you actually don't really want the Hydro dice, so I'm not sure if I like the Jade Chamber too much. But I guess we'll see how this plays out in general. I mean, he did mulligan the Jade Chamber away, so we're probably not going to see it for a while at the very least.
Leads off with official, getting that Oz early.
Mm.
Ooh, instantly with the Electro dice.
Yeah.
From I'm too fast.
I will say, like, decks without a, let's say, clear game plan, like Ark's deck here, is very adaptive. You sometimes struggle a decent bit into Quicken, just because Quicken is so fast and can roll you over if you don't really have a response to it. So we'll see how much Ark can disrupt here, or find the angles.
Activates the Lotus Crest pretty early in the game here. Let's see if I'm too fast does have the Sidewinder. Does activate the Leben here, indicating that maybe I'm too fast is going to end with 2 dice filling up that Leben there. The Dendro is applied and Oz is on the board, so that means the Quicken is going to proc. Let's see what I'm too fast can do with this Quicken. Oh, the Ganyu talent here being shown.
Yeah, I can do a lot. Big Paimon as well. So we're looking at maybe a big turn.
Not good dice though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dice of cringe.
3 Omnis is always like pretty decent.
You can
Even though, like, especially you can with Ganyu, like if you want to use the Ganyu charge shots, like getting actually, yeah, he had big Paimon, so he has enough now. Yeah, this could be a big turn for Arc here.
Charge attack plus the super conduct. Big AoE damage.
Yeah, takes the HP lead, but yeah, we'll see how much I'm Too Fast can get around here. We do have the Elemental Resonance, so we're going to see Kalayold come out.
Just that extra Dendro application. Making sure that the Quicken stays on for a pretty long time, especially that Oz is still on the board here.
Yeah.
4 dice, 3 of them is Geo though. Not a lot of options for Arc. Maybe playing the Cathedral or another Paimon here, but I'm not sure what he's going to do.
Another Paimon would just... I mean, the thing is, I'm Too Fast isn't really applying that much pressure right now. So maybe going for another Paimon and just having 12 dice next turn is just what the doctor ordered, honestly.
The option for the switch, 4 dice is for fast.
Like with 12 dice, you can do so much, especially since he has small Paimon as well. Like, if you want a double charge shot, you can double charge shots on Ganyu here.
That's a lot of AoE damage if that does happen.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm Too Fast, like, could even keep up at that point. You have to find the correct timing for it, of course. But it seems like Arc will be able to stall this out regardless. To not be in trouble and still be able to end first.
Taking quite a bit of time to think here. Lieben is still on board, so maybe I'm Too Fast just opts into... Oh, never mind. Just setting up the Tien.
I presume Tien switch into switch into Keqing and maybe try to get the Keqing out next turn. Oh, it goes to the Fischl, okay.
Fischl instead. Fischl is quite close to the...
Yeah, he already used 1 resonance, so it is actually pretty unlikely that he has more than 1 card that can add more energy. So
Paimon does come out here. 12 dice to work with next turn. Arc can pop off.
One is going to take a decent bit here, but it's really only there to next turn start pivot into Ganyu. And
That's
we're
a
gonna
lot of locations there from Arts.
Yeah. I presume he, like, with that many, he might be playing... I think I should check that. He might be playing a Tubby engine.
Tubby, double, cathedral, like morphs. Yeah, you can see that working on a slower deck.
Nah, he's not playing Tubby. Just wants to play a lot of locations, that's fair.
Not the best kind of situation to be drawing this much location, though. This companion here. Quick swaps to Ganyu and then discharge attack, dealing almost killing Fischl here. Now you
I think I'm Too Fast needs to, like... He needs to take out this Ganyu right now, otherwise... He's just
more
in big trouble.
And Arc wins here.
Yeah, Lotus Crush is going to prevent that.
I'm not sure what can threaten Ganyu here. Yeah, I think Ganyu's just going to charge attack here. And...
He's just gonna, yeah, honestly, just
Oh, burst in.
keep the, yeah, just take out the Lotus Crisp with the ult and still have enough for normal.
Normal should be enough, and I think Ganyu Ganyu Burst would just take down Kole
The
here.
Kale. Amtifast still has dice though, so he can probably take out the Ganyu here. But at that point, Fischl
Yeah,
just puts
Fishwell's
down
still
Oz, and
too
that
healthy.
also.
The 12 dice from 2 Paimons coming in clutch here.
Yeah. No food available either anymore. I can ask on Kale, but I don't think you really save Kale here. I don't think it really helps you that much. This is tough. Like, I'd like to see Amtifast Sand, but sadly we cannot.
Does that
Okay.
change anything here? It does make
This-
sure that catching stays alive.
Yeah. Goes into Kale. We're going to see Oz come down. That's enough. No, there's still enough in the end phase.
Yeah, that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Wait.
Not done
Wait?
yet.
Nah,
Wait, how many?
Fischl is way too healthy. Fischl's way too healthy.
Quicken
does
is
kill-
up, but it isn't. It's not enough. Yeah, it kills Mona, but
As long as Fischl is alive, it's
yeah.
GG, I think.
Like, I'm trying to think if like. Wait, doesn't Kale ult trigger first?
I think it triggers on whoever ends the turn first, so I think.
Okay, I thought it might be in put down order.
Oh, wait, catching all 4 dice, right?
Also, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Kale's thing doesn't actually do enough damage, even if it would do 4, I think. Because it gets the reaction. Also, yeah, it does trigger first on Arc's side. So yeah, Arc takes down I'm Too Fast and moves on to the semi-final. Top 4, baby.
Top 4.
Let's see if we had some other bracket developments since. No versus Y is still in this. Wait, No versus Y is a semi-final. No takes down Ariel, and Y takes out Maxi. I'm Too Fast goes down to Arc, and Arc Sniper takes down Rocky. So we got our top 4.
Top 4. Arc versus Arc Sniper. Arc versus Arc Sniper. And
I guess we go Arc versus Sniper, that one.
yes.
And then Node versus Y on the top side of the bracket. That's going to be interesting. I actually hadn't really looked into what Node's playing, so I'm going to see if I can find that out for a second. I am so blind.
Note is playing a Sino deck with Quicken
Ooh.
and an Ayamiya deck with Pyro Agent. A different variation of a
Yeah, it's the.
mainstream deck.
It's interesting because that variation was really built against early aggression, right? Being able to one match it with Fatui Agent, but also having Fatui Agent as a pivot point with the shields.
Yeah, the fact that Fatui Agent can tank a lot of hits, but you don't
Yeah.
have that backup plan of Chongyun
Yeah.
doing the.
So it's a lot.
overcade.
It's a lot more about the first 2 turns and a lot less about the 3rd turn. I think that's the reason why people shifted. It's because like they've realized it's a lot more consistent, and like getting your Yoimiya ult up is a lot more consistent than actually being able to execute on turn 3. So they opted into more consistency on turn 3. But yeah, seems like no disagree.
Actually, let's touch on the decks that was played last match. Arc versus I'm Too Fast. What do you think about the Mona Ganyu official list? I think it's I mean we touched on it before. I'm not sure what it's trying to do, but it does deal a lot of AoE damage, a lot of reactions, and it does work
Yeah,
quite well here. It's able to neutralizes quickens aggression a little bit there. What do you think?
yeah. I think it really is all about the AoE damage here. It's giving up sort of the utility and disruption of freeze to have units that don't need as much field time and as much setup. Like Mona and Fischl are very self-sufficient, so you get to do a lot more around Gani, pivot around her more, and keep her safer, honestly. And um, it seems like that has really worked out for Arc so far.
Yeah, you can,
That's like
as long as Oz is on the board, I think there's like a lot of options you can do. After that, you can pivot to the gun. You make sure to trigger that super conduct, trigger that charge attack,
yeah,
or you can just pivot to Mona, stay on Mona for a while, getting that summons, and since Mona can just fast swap into other characters, makes it
yeah.
really easy. It's a very versatile deck, if I have to say it.
Okay, one thing that I do not understand for the life of me is why would you run one Knights of Favonius library, one Jade Chamber? Like, decide. One card of these is better for your deck, right? Has to, right?
Especially in a 3 elemental deck.
Yeah. Um, but like, even in any deck, like you look at your deck and you're like, which one of these two is better for me? And then like you choose that one and do two of those, right? Shouldn't that be the case? I guess
Yeah.
technically, if you draw both of them at the same time, you can choose based on the situation. That's like the best idea I have for why you would run it this way.
Yeah, I mean, there is some value with getting 2 guaranteed dice. Maybe that 2 can be
Mm.
used for other locations. That this is like, I'm just spitballing here on top of my head.
Yeah,
Because I mean, most of the locations are 2 same
SMH
dice,
my
so
head.
and it does run weapons and artifacts here. The Blizzard Strayer, the Broken Rhyme, that does require 2 of the same dice.
Mm.
But then again, the, it's like the opportunity
Yeah,
cost. You could have just run 2 librarian.
yeah,
It like 9 times out of 10 it would have the same result.
yeah. I think Blizzard Strayer is really good in Ganyu just because it guarantees the dice as well. I guess that's also really what makes it good for Ganyu in general. Like Jade Chamber, is Ganyu is really hungry for the right dice. The only problem I see with that is like a lot of the times you don't end your turn on Ganyu. Like that's just like you spend so much dice on Ganyu, like 5 at a time, that you're going to finish first most of the time. Your turn most of the time, and you really don't want to just leave your Ganyu on field to get mauled while you don't have any dice. So most of the time you don't really end on Ganyu, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea is to make Ganyu this, just put a lot of artifacts and weapons on Ganyu. You have this one-off Skyward Harp there. You have 3 artifacts, no, 2 artifacts. Sorry, 1 Broken Rhyme and 1 Blizzard Destroyer. So, but then again, it's like Ganyu isn't going to be able to just stay and deal lots of damage. Usually, you're going to be forced out, or Ganyu is going to be low enough, or even die before she can do anything here. And the fact that you are not running any resonance also really hurts Ganyu. Ganyu really wants that. Really, yeah, as you said, really dice hungry. Really wants that 5 cryo to be that very effective at what she does.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got Arkadar call screen sharing right now, and we're just I'm just hearing Farazan and Klee just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, saying their lines. I should probably just mute that.
Actually, one interesting thing about Ark's deck is that there is not a single Pot of Greed. I'm sorry, different card game. Draw two. The Kokomi one.
Um,
What?
yeah, like
Strategize.
you're not really that reliant. Like first of all, he does play two Chang the Ninth, which also does a lot of like goes in that direction. It is a bit like you get card draw. You got Leah Harbor Worth, so tripling up on card draw, I think would be a bit too much. And also you go like with those two, like one costs 0 mana, zero dice, and one costs two dice, but like on turn one or something.
Right.
Strategize is more like when you draw it, you have to spend two, and sorry, you have to spend one. And on some turns, you really just don't want to do that with Ganyu whatsoever.
Yeah, I do see it, but I guess Strategiz's value is that you can just have draw two on demand, right?
Yeah.
And you can use it at the start of your turn if you have nothing better to do, and then see if your options expand from there. We have just received the information that top four would be beginning soon. So
Okay.
we
I feel like I need to at least take a quick, bathroom break. So, alrighty.
right, yeah, we will be taking a short break. See you soon.
Alrighty, we are back. Semifinals are about to start. We're on the BRB screen right now because we're having some technical issues with the cams. But yeah, that's how it is. We're going to. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Arc first. Both arcs, I guess.
Both arcs.
Yeah. Seems like it. So we saw the ban phase. We did see Noel getting banned by Arc, and I actually didn't remember what was banned on the other side. Let me see what Arc Shooter is bringing then.
He is bringing also Noel.
Sucrose Gene Mona. You get your wish.
We finally get the very fun time of Animal Control in top 4. See, I told you, this deck is good.
Yeah, it is. It's also boring as...
I mean, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm the type of guy that just plays Mono Shuri'mon Runeterra.
Game movie. Anyway.
Fun.
We're going to see Rodeo Rainbow Monster Bash, it seems like, on the side of Arc.
Yeah. This is Arc's other deck. Arc's bringing some spicy stuff today.
Yeah. You know what? It is funny. I'm pretty sure this deck got banned last time. Not necessarily because it's the scarier deck, but because it's like the more unpredictable deck. Like, what is going to happen? I mean, a bunch of summons, yeah, but other than that, like, do you have any idea of like what the rotations are, like where you start, who's like the priority? Are they trying to set up the Shangling Gold, or is this like, I don't know? It has a lot of moving parts, I think.
Yeah. I am also not sure. I mean, yeah, that's true. There's a lot of summons, but I'm not sure what you're going to do with those summons since you're triggering Geo, which is, I guess you can tank up a bit, I guess, and you can use Changling's Goba and ult to deal a lot of vaporize, but I guess...
Yeah, I have a feeling that Lava Trail is just a pivot unit here. Like, has the shields, is able to, like, if Arcturus exposes himself, like, maybe you can deal some decent damage, but I don't think Lava Trail is here to, like, be on field and beat people down.
Yeah, but Lava Trail does have a potential to pop off here, I think. Lava Trail does fulfill that condition of dealing a lot of damage while at the same time can tank a lot of damage, and is a monster. I mean, yeah, sure, you have Terrashroom to fill that role too, but I'm not sure. I guess Terrashroom can't tank damage as well as the Lava Trail here.
I think what's really interesting actually is like, if you're on Sucrose or Gene, and Arc is on Rodea, if Sniper just like swirls out the Rodea, it's going to go onto Lava Trail, which means whoever is on field at the time is going to just get hit in the face hard.
Yeah. Oh, one thing's for sure. Maybe the other guy that brought Guardian's Oath is specifically to counter Arc. That's the big brain, you know. Maybe he's that confident trying to get into top 4 meeting Arc, but alas, it does not happen.
You know what? I will play Arc eventually.
Yeah.
Well, didn't quite work out that way.
Gene does have full energy already by, what is this, round 2, round 3?
Yeah. Arc goes back into Shangling. It's probably going to try and get the ult out pretty soon.
Okay, I'm not sure why the dice. Maybe the dice. Arc Sniper really needs the dice. So just back to Rodia. Has the 5 dice required for the double summon?
Guava Squirrel is also like dangerous, honestly. Like just because they like just those two deal 6 damage. That is 9 damage sitting on the side there.
Yeah, there's quite a lot. Plus the frog is there too, so Rodia can tank quite a bit here.
Mona's gonna live on 1 here.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, never mind.
That's the Hilly Churl card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
the
guess.
reason you play Monster Mash, honestly. Monster Resonance.
Yeah, I mean the fact that you have access to elementals that you normally don't have access to is actually really good.
Yeah.
It's
It is risky as well, though, because sometimes you get elements you really don't want.
Yeah,
like for example, just getting freeze right now would just be not doing that much because you freeze at the end of the turn, and then it's like, okay, you're just missing damage.
Okay. Rodia can burst here if Arc wants to.
I feel like you don't really want to into the Mona, but
yeah, but then again, the summons are running out. That's the bad part about Rodia, right? Your burst damage is you have to set up the burst not only with energy but with your summons too.
Yeah, Rodea is. I feel like there's like sort of a Venn diagram between Fischl and Rodea, and then the middle is just Kenki.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, I agree. Kenki does both.
Yeah, like Fischl is super self-sufficient and super flexible, and Rodea is just literally the opposite, but does a lot more damage, you know?
Chooses the Abyssal Summons and setting up the Dwarfs. Staying on the Lava Troll here, I think it's the right play. Lava Troll can tank a lot of damage.
Ooh, it's going to use the Quicknet here as well.
Now, guaranteeing that he has enough Electro for quite a few turns here.
Like, thinking about it, like, if Rodea does enough damage on one of them with the elemental burst, everything you need is just being able to do as much super electro charge here as possible to just whittle down the rest of the health bar, right?
I guess the electro charge would be enough here. I don't think you're. I'm not sure what Xiangling's doing here. I mean, the first Grova is significant, sure, but I don't think you're triggering it anytime soon.
That's interesting. I just checked here. Arc Sniper is actually running double send-off, and seems to not have found that yet. That's rough. But yeah, we're getting into the pretty much final phase of this game. Everybody's super low. It's now or never, really.
That's a lot of Hydro.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. That was definitely Hydro. Come on. That was like in the middle.
Like.
Leave it to me. Switching to Rodia. Does this one shot? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
6 damage exactly.
So the good thing for Arc is Mona and Jean aren't really known for the amount of damage they put out, so he probably has until the end phase. Like he can rely on the summon damage. At the same time, though, I'm just worried because like he's down in health, and I don't think he has like that much explosive damage left, other than this than Rodeo's burst. He does have. I'm not done yet though. So you might be able to, if Rodea or Lava Trail goes down, he might be able to set up a Pyronado and go from there.
Force switch by Sucrose. 2 dice here. Can't use the Abyssal Summon because Summon is full.
Also, if he doesn't switch off here, Sucrose can just skill again and take out Xiangling and the Lava Trail.
I think
you have to switch here. You'd have to switch into Rodea, and I don't think that's really. Is that going to save you though? Yeah, switches out Rodea again. One elemental skill takes out everybody other than Rodea, and then there's 2 left, and Sucrose all takes that out as well. So yeah, that's game. There's not enough damage from the summons on Arcsite to take out the entire team before. Oh.
Yeah, sword.
How did that do 2 damage?
Does Sucrose? No, doesn't do that, right? I mean, I think either way it's done, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I will agree. Yeah, I can't really see what happened there.
But yeah, would you think it would have been different if
No, it would not. Outcome would have been the same, regardless, just because the butterfly was still on field. So that would have done the rest of Rodea either way. Win this for me. Oh, it's the.
They're both Filipino. The Filipino pride.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm seeing the name Runic pop up. I'm hoping we didn't.
Discord
use the wrong name the entire time.
But the username is Arc Sniper. So I'm not sure what we're supposed to refer to.
Let's just stick with Arc Sniper for now, just because that's on screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that means Arc Sniper moves on into the finals. And we're gonna see the other semifinals soon between Note and Y. Stream ending. All right.
All right.
Okay, so it is Runic.
Yes. Let's have a quick look at the text here, actually.
Yeah. What I think is quite interesting is the double Adeptus Temptation. Just like you wouldn't expect that much because like it seems like, especially with Rodea and Xiangling, it seems like a whittled down deck, and then every so often you can just obliterate somebody with the pot.
I guess it's like the surprise damage. You never see it coming. But from Runic's side, what do you think about the NRE package? I've seen less and less of it recently.
Yeah, I can't really like. Is it just flower crust and mushroom pizza, or is there something below Paimon? I don't know, but it's just those 2. I feel like, it makes sure. I think NRE is better with less food, honestly, because like it means you draw into the food you want to, and have a steady supply of food. You know.
Yeah.
But it's like if you play a lot of food, that all kind of helps you. NRE is a lot less useful because it's just going to clog your hand with more and more food that you can't actually use that much from.
Yeah, I guess NRE guarantees either the mushroom pizza or the lotus flower, but I think 2 dice is a lot for that.
Yeah, I will say it's 2 black dice, so it is something you can relatively easily set up at the end of turn 1. Just throw into it whatever you have left. And yeah, Runic's deck isn't really like
It's pretty
we talked
standard.
about. It's not very aggressive, not very turn 1, turn 2 heavy. So you do often have like some dice left in that stage.
Yeah, it's pretty standard animal control deck. Art's deck is way more interesting, honestly. We're more unique to say the least. Oh,
Mm.
wait.
Huh?
Wait, do we have another game?
No.
Is
Oh,
this
wait, because this has to be the other, right?
still says
This has to be the other
Oh
semi.
yeah. Oh yeah. We are in the. Is this banned phase or? Oh no.
No,
That's
they're mulliganing
real
quite
cards.
intensely. So it seems like we are in game here, and I'm pretty sure I saw the Sino already, and on the other side, Kole.
This is Note versus Y.
Yeah. No, never mind. It's the Quicken Sino.
The Quicken Sino coming in.
Yeah. On the other side, we have Iamia Cryo.
Getting
So
that
once
Sino.
again, Quicken with a lot more early activity. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. I was just gonna mention that Sidewinder early, pretty good.
Yeah, super important. But yeah, especially with the Sidewinder and the Electro Resonance here as well. Quicken should have a decent amount of early pressure, and it's going to be up to Y to be able to withstand that.
Yeah, usually how the matchup goes is Kole Quicken tries to threaten Yoimiya as hard as possible before she can Elemental Burst. Sometimes it leads to a kill, but other times getting Yoimiya low enough is what the important part is.
Yeah.
Oh, option not to use a Sidewinder.
Yeah, I think he just kind of wants to have it be a surprise. If he wanted to use Sidewinder, I'm pretty sure he would have had to start on Fischl anyway.
Right. There's no point. It doesn't deal extra damage anyway. No reactions are activating yet.
That is interesting to me though, that he didn't start on Fischl here. Might be just he's not really looking for the Quicken that early, but rather is just trying to set up the Kole ult here for next turn. So that means he's opting into the sort of setup for turn 3, and is basically playing a lot more mirrored of a style than Quicken would usually do into Iamia. This might be because of the Sino, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I guess you played differently with Sino on team here. Oh, just opts into get Yoimiya as low as possible, as fast as possible.
But yeah. I think the Sidewinder using it here is just to set it up with how's it called? For the ult, because you're not going to skill again for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, getting the ult down and Wally's basically done her job. You can pop off with Sino and following turns, or you can just set up Oz and get that Quicken block.
I think he probably is going to switch into Fischl here at the end of the turn, and then just get the instant Quicken at the start of the next turn, and then be able to call a ult very shortly after, and that should do a ton of damage to whoever is coming in at that point. Are we gonna see Tian here at the end phase? Is going to oh, that's actually interesting now that I think about it. Okay, So why, basically with that move, Surprise ends the round early, which means Note doesn't actually get to switch into official and then guaranteed get the quicken next turn.
Yeah, with those. With
Also,
10 now, Yoimiya is available. The ult is available to.
oh, I just realized. I thought for a second we had both perspectives this time, but no, it's just
The hand on
it's just both of the little screens are
Great dice here.
are Note's perspective.
From Note.
We'll put down Chang here. But at this point, you kind of just have to burst, because otherwise you could have a Leave It to Me switch into Sino and then Elemental Skill kills. So you just kind of have to just do it now. Even if Yoimiya is going to go down for that. Wait, how did he just... Okay, sorry. The feed is a little laggy, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
That makes it a bit more difficult to follow. So we got the Kale out now. 5 dice left. Probably going to try to get the quicken this turn. Perhaps even with the Oz. And then we're going to have the showdown on turn 3. Why switching over to Chongyun. Pretty standard stuff. Setting up for the switch next turn into Ayaka. Gonna keep Yoimiya alive.
I think they wouldn't want to use Sino this early. Ideally, you want to switch to official here.
Yeah.
Oh, switches to.
Likes to start his turn. Actually,
Ooh.
yeah, okay. That's the reason I think. He was looking out for that.
And the parametric
Isn't
does
it?
proc, so White has
Yeah.
3 dice here. And potentially make another move.
I'll be honest, I just kind of don't know enough how Sino plays to give like the most in-depth commentary here right now. But it seems like with basically throwing him in front of this, Chongyun-sized bus, he's not going to be as much of a threat for the rest of the game.
Sino does usually pop off by round 3 or round 4.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he has time to ramp up that fast though. But Sino still has the stack.
Both players very low on cards as well, so a bad dice roll can really screw them over.
No, it does have that library set up though. This is why I run library, by the way.
Yeah. On the other side, though, why definitely less reliant on dice, just because he's going to be auto-attacking a lot more and skilling or bursting. And that's Sano down. Yep. It's going to switch over into official. End turn. No, we'll be able to act first. Still no quicken at this point. We're going to see it in the end phase, but I feel like Node had a lot more opportunities to set up a Quicken and elected not to, and I'm... Yeah, it's still not going to happen, I didn't even realize. That actually takes out the last Dendro on the field as well. We're probably not going to see a Quicken in this game before it ends. And that's just... I don't know. That's terrible. That's... I feel like... It feels like he kind of outplayed himself a bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Note is trying to play around here.
Like, he wanted the big Collei setup early, but the extra dice on turn 2 on my side really just kind of screwed him over. And now he's not sitting on much left.
Don't think. Not can do much here.
Chongyun Burst should be able to do like a ton of damage as well. Like, I'm not even sure official should survive that unless there's a Cryo Resonance, but just by a hair as well. Okay, he's going to opt for the Lotus Crest just to make that sure at least.
Make sure official stays alive here.
Not really found a setup for the Electro Resonance either.
The fact that Cyno goes down so fast, detrimental for Note here.
I guess actually you can do Electro Resonance out of the I'm not done yet and go from there. That's also got a proc Cheng the 9th, so now Y has 5 cards in hand.
A lot more to work with here, especially with
the
tuning for the
8 dice.
Onion Burst.
It's starting to become very unlikely that Node can turn this around. Both players focusing heavily right now just to make sure they're not screwing any of this up. Yeah, that's 4 damage plus 3. And actually, yeah, that would have straight, like, that would have been 10 damage without the Lotus Crisp, so Official would be down right now.
Official would be down, but I don't think Official can do anything.
Yeah.
The crack back here. Considering Ayaka is still also at full health.
Yeah. Like, if Y has Gamblers here, this game's over. Or even Minty. Like, just any way to deal 2 autos right now.
One Resonance dice has been used, so...
Yeah. Actually, I think he might have used both already. Okay, he's going to normal attack here. This basically means there's no second normal attack available. Node has to end turn here.
Can, yeah, do that. Get the energy. I'm not sure if that helps a lot, but...
I mean, Chunky is going to take a chunk here. It's just like... It's like going to be in... Is that, like... That's not really enough. Actually, okay. Let's calculate this, because... It'll require a shot from both... both Collei's, I always forget what Collei summon is called, and Oz to take down Chongyun. just because there's no quicken up yet, so it's only going to do 3 damage.
Wait, no, it does trigger quicken though. Wouldn't it deal 4?
Yeah, 2 damage plus triggers quicken.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, that kind of seals it. Does Shogun even go down now? I don't think he does even, right?
Chongyun does not go down here.
Yeah, power is applied. Even if Chongyun goes down next turn, Ayaka just gets to normal attack once, and that should be all she wrote. Now, of course, Lotus Crisp is a card that exists and could. Yeah, that was 3 damage.
Without the Flower Crisp, it would have been 4 damage. Chongyun would have gone down.
Yeah, 4 damage with Oz, but not.
Yeah, with Oz.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't be enough for anyway.
It's just like if Oz could have fired on Ayaka, that could have increased the damage that Collei can do in the next turn quite a lot. We have the Quicken now. That's not really the cards you want to draw. He's going to do this. Sidewinder triggers on Ayaka. 2. Still has ult. Like, I think if Note gets the ult off, that's a kill, right? Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's melt.
GG's.
GG for Y.
And yeah, it's going to be Y versus I already forgot. Runic. That's the name we're supposed to use apparently. So yeah, it's going to be Y versus Runic in the finals. Let's look at the decks here for a second.
I'm interested in the Sino deck here.
Yeah, Sino's on the right.
Running all of the talents.
Yeah. That might be a bit overkill, honestly. Thonius Library, that's fair. Leave it to me. Trying to see if like there's any
2 resident, like 2 star signs.
Yeah. Just trying to get. I guess it is like a decent bit worse than it is in Kaching, because like in Kaching's ult is like so pivotal to the regular Quicken decks, but I still don't think you can really run without quadruple energy gen, because like that's really what Quicken does. I feel like honestly the problem is Sino kind of diverged the game plan too much, especially in the draws here. It has Minty Mead rolls in for Sino, has the 2 Sino cards in for Sino. I'm not entirely sure, but I think Lucky Dog is also not really that great on Collei official either.
Yeah, if you want to play as fast as possible, I don't see the point of Lucky Dog here.
Yeah, so it's really like it's slowing the deck down and also putting a bunch of cards in that reduce the consistency of what Collei and Official can do. And for what, really? For maybe a chance to OTK with Sino?
Yeah, I mean, the payoff with catching is you can use that burst that deals insane AoE damage, especially with the Quicken.
Yeah.
But if the trade-off is Sino, what does Sino offer?
Like, Sino can, with Minty Meat Rolls, can, I guess, clear more HP. Like, often what you're trying to do is, like, just whittle people down with Official and Collei, and then use Kachingled, and then at that point you hope you're basically done. But some decks can really withstand a lot of damage, can heal a lot, have a lot of food, have like cathedrals up the wazoo. And I guess at that point, like being able to deal more damage over a turn with Sino and just being able to win that way with the Minty Mead rolls might be better. I'm not entirely sure at that point though why you wouldn't run Gamblers, because
yeah,
I feel like Gamblers, regardless of who you're playing Gamblers on, it's kind of good. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure as well.
Like, imagine if that collie in the late game had gamblers and was able to, extend the turns there. I could have turned the tables pretty quickly.
Maybe with Gambler, you could have taken out Yoimiya earlier. I'm not sure what. I mean, Y did played really well.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, seems like Ayamiya still one of the best decks, and still just going to get you into the finals here.
Speaking of the finals, we have Runic versus Y. Y is bringing the Ningguang Lava Turtle Roidia deck versus and this Yoimiya, the Ayamiya deck. And Runic, we've seen the Gene Sucrose Animal Control, and he also brings the Noel Lava Turtle Singchu. How do you think the decks will match up here?
My
Because
brain's fried.
Ningguang,
Sorry.
I have, yeah, because I also have no clue what.
Like
What is going to achieve here?
I mean, I can't say I really know the matchup spread for Noel.
Secretary, I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, okay.
All right.
back for the finals between Runic and Y. We're going to be on the BRB screen again for technical reasons. Because we have got both POVs for the finals. Runic graciously showing us their POV from their iPad over Discord. It's
a bit scuffed.
Yeah, technology is tough sometimes, but just being able to have both POVs and being able to know both hands is just like really changes the experience quite a lot. So we're really grateful for that. I'm pretty sure we have not seen the bands yet. So let's quickly go over the lists. We obviously saw Y last round, playing the relatively standard Chongyun Ayamiya. But on the other side, we have Ningguang, Stonehide, Lava Churl, Rodea.
Interesting lineup.
It seems like he's trying to resurrect GITCG here. That's what I'm thinking.
Scuffed version of GITCG. I mean, that does give him access to the pistol summons. I don't know what value it does bring to the double Geo. But usually you run double Geo with Neural. Now we have Ningguang. What's your opinion about this? Quite interesting choice.
I guess the difference kind of is that Rodea needs a lot more pivoting and a lot more setup, and is not really the one-man army that Kenki is. So being able to pivot around Ningguang and the Jade Shield, the Jade Screen, is probably a lot more easy. And Ningguang can still relatively clean up pretty well in the late game, so I wouldn't be too afraid here. Meanwhile, we have another Geo variant on the side, on Runic side with Noel, Xingqiu, Lava Churl. So, are we going to see the finale Geo clash?
I definitely would want that personally.
Yeah.
Runic's list is pretty standard for hyper carry Noel list. You have the Wolf Gravestone, you have the Minty rolls, trying to make sure Noel can get that sweep.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything off really. Maybe the double send off is a bit weird, but seeing we have no Magu Kenki, but I guess it does fare well, especially against the Rodea here. Not sure what the band is going to be though.
Yeah, like since they're basically choosing the other side's deck, let's be real here. I really don't think that that Y can ignore the Sucrose Gene Mona threat. I think Y has to ban that because if it goes into the Iamia, like Sucrose Gene tears Iamia to shreds on turn 3. It's really difficult to pivot around Sucrose Gene at that stage of the game. So I don't I'm pretty sure that's going to be the ban from Y side, and at that point, well, we're gonna have to see if we actually get the Ningguang Rodea deck. Get to see that, or if we're going to just have IME in the finals.
Yeah, the way I see it is Gene Sucrose double animal control has a very good matchup against Yoimiya. You can disrupt Yoimiya, not letting Yoimiya set up to have that explosive turn. But at the same time, Runic here, I'm not sure what. Probably Runic doesn't know what the Rodia Ningguang deck is trying to do exactly. Yoimiya is more telegraphed. You know what's going to happen. It's Ayamiya.
Yeah.
But then again, if this is unlikely, but if White does not ban the Gene Sucrose, Ayamiya does have quite an advantage. So maybe Runic trying to ban. I'm pretty sure the ban is going to be Y banning Runic's double Animo and Runic trying to ban the Ayamiya. So my guess is it's going to be the Geo versus Geo matchup.
Yeah, I feel like that does. Okay. We do have the. Well,
Okay,
no, this is the ban phase.
this is the ban phase, and
So so we are going to see double Animo versus Rodea? Is that it?
well, it seems like it is in fact the ban phase. So we are going to see the double Animo versus
Against Rodea Ningguang.
Rodea Ningguang. Okay, we didn't get to see the double Geo, but we still get
I'm
to
fine
see
with
the
that.
Ningguang Rodea. Very spicy deck. If this wins, this will be quite historical. If okay.
Historical or hysterical, you decide.
Yeah.
But yeah, double Animo. I love disruption, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure if it's like it does a lot of chip damage, and Ningguang does pretty well against chip damage. The Jade Screen being able to absorb a lot, honestly.
Yeah, the Ningguang. I guess you. Okay, Rodia definitely want to set up summons. Getting that, and the potential of the high damage burst on a single target is really strong. But and I think Y's deck, all three characters has the potential to deal a lot of damage, right? It's just Rodia needs some setup, Ningguang needs a little bit of setup. And the fact that every character is a threat makes it, I think, pretty complicated for Runic to play.
Yeah.
But then again, this is Gene Sucrose. The fact that you can just disrupt what Y is trying to do, especially since Rodia wants to set up, usually.
Yeah.
And I think that's the game plan here for Runic.
I feel like you really want to get an early Rhea summon out just to be able to enable crystallizes and get some shields up pretty early on. And at that point, it might be difficult to really punish Y with anything. So we're gonna start us off with Alisu here.
The lead is the Stonehide Lava Troll.
Oh wait, I just realized the stream has both perspectives, but we don't.
Oh!
We will only be able to see Runic.
We get...
Oh no.
Well,
so stream chat, please yell at us when like what we're speculating about is not true because Y's hand is just cracked. I don't know.
even then, chat is a 5-minute delay, so
tragedy has struck.
I guess we work with what we have here.
Yeah.
Just like how Y is working what he has, and he's using the resonance dice. Still has 6 dice, potential 2 attacks or just 1 attack, and has a few dice to work with.
Yeah, it's just dishing out damage right now.
Yeah. Getting swirl early, quite important.
Oh, that's a swirl into Rodea. That's.
I'm not sure you want to do that, but maybe has a game plan here. Sucrose does have full energy already.
Yeah, he's just trying to set up Sucrose because he has to put out damage. That's I think the biggest problem that Runic has here. Runic has to put out damage. He cannot fall that far behind in the damage race because Y at any point can deal probably 10, 15 damage in a turn. And if Runic doesn't put on the pressure early on and just like gets that lead, it's gonna be pretty easy for White just to set up and just execute one turn where he just like essentially an OTK without any OTK mechanics, you know.
And there it is, the Tubby engine
Tubby.
finally coming in.
I'm actually really excited about like Tubby's future because we're gonna see like more location cards. Some might even be like deck making, so to speak, like really like cards that make or break a deck. So I'm going to be interested to see like once we have like a couple good locations that like are a lot more broad. Like very few decks can really fit 6 locations right now and really need all of them. But in future we might see more of those, and I'm actually really excited to see where that's going.
Yeah, I mean, for now we have the locations that can run out. So the real problem with location is like it stays there, right? And you only have 4 slots. And right now Tubby is run with locations that can run out, you know, like the Cathedral, the War, where it has 2 charges. When the charges is done, it's gone, but you get the value and you have the slot free again. So yeah, in the future, maybe they will design stuff like locations that has more charges, or it's like a one-time use thing. So yeah, it's
Or even
interesting how
stays forever, I guess.
yeah.
Like one thing that is like sort of missing a bit in Genshin right now is like really cards that you build decks around. Like there's pretty much like gamblers and minty meat rolls, and other than that, like you're really building it more around the characters and what they do. So I feel like there's a lot of design space that can be used there. But maybe let's focus a bit more on the game here.
Yeah, because I see here Sucrose Elemental Burst without any infusion.
Yeah.
Maybe not
I forget,
sure.
can I pick it up later? Or is it just you have to have it at the start?
No, I think you have to use it while as you cast it.
Okay.
Oh no, never mind. I did not know
Oh,
it worked that way. I do not use
interesting. It doesn't even have to be
as long as it
the
triggers, I guess.
yeah, not even the butterfly. Like that was
Elemental
that was
skill.
a Sucrose elemental skill. Interesting.
Yeah.
So just any swirl, pretty much.
Oh, I don't think we're supposed to see that. Yeah, but yeah,
And it
White
turns out we
does
didn't
have a
even.
lot of dice to work with here. Does not get the frog. I like the frog.
Yeah. Just going to jump over to Mona here, and yeah, Y has 4 dice. Is going to be able to set up even further.
Yeah, you give this. I guess you give the Ningguang deck space. You give time to set up, and then they can pop off. Usually, the setup is quite longer than like a Yoimiya deck. But then this Runic's deck, the Double Anemo, does not give a lot of damage. That's for sure, right? Watch.
Oh, yeah, we have access to this to both hands now. Let's go.
Okay, how do I set this up?
Just like in the call.
Yeah, no, like either one big screen or 6 small screens with.
No, just look at the coach's camera. We have both perspectives on it, so you don't need to see both.
Oh, right. Okay, got it.
All right. Wait, we don't actually see both. This is.
Wait, this is the same thing?
Yeah, it's both perspectives. It's both the same. Oh,
Wait, what?
now it's good. Okay, now it's good. Okay. Alrighty. Now that that's cleared up,
Discord crashed.
we're on Y's side right now. So we do have the lucky dog coming out here, And like with the amount of healing that he has, we saw like Favonia's library earlier. Obviously, there was a mushroom pizza there as well. It's going to be really hard for Runic to like whittle this down.
Yeah, what is the win condition here? You can't really prevent Y from setting up.
I feel like the win condition just has to be like from
Deal enough
now on set
AoE
up
slow.
G-Nolt and just hope you can outlast. I think.
Yeah.
You got resonance as well, so even more shields potentially coming out soon. Geo resonance coming to Ningguang near you.
Roidia is able to burst next turn, I believe. And the guaranteeing taking down one character is detrimental for Runic.
It's going to set up pizza and probably switch. Pizza on Ningguang. So this lets me think that like Ningguang is sort of his late game game plan. It's going to end this turn here with the Lieben up.
Yeah, Ningguang is that late game insurance basically if the Rodia plan does not work out. And White
that's the second tubby. That's
a lot of dice to work with Lieben and the Paimon.
Second tubby a bit unfortunate, but if you want to have that engine consistent, you kind of need it.
Yeah, you either run 2 or run none. Right?
Yeah. Like, looking at this, of course, Y is behind
Bubble
the damage.
abysmal
Oh. Oh boy, and that's on the Lieben turn as well, so he will have enough enough dice to set that up as well. Still has 8 left. Will probably burst on Radea, right? Like this turn.
Yeah, the send off from Runic does help a bit, but speaking of send off, Y does have 1 copy of his own.
Yeah. Kind of curious that he like did not care. Actually, wait, no, he just got that. So yeah, he will be able to take out the butterfly too.
Another thing Y can do here is just one-shot the Sucrose.
Yeah, I feel like you one-shot the Sucrose and then just send off instead of summoning in another Hilichurl. Big Paimon.
Trying to set up for next turn.
Yeah. This is another trouble with Mona a bit. Is like if you play Mona with without highly damaging abilities like period on your deck, Geralt doesn't really do that much either.
Geralt is a setup. Yeah, Mona is very flexible, but yeah, Mona herself does not do much without support. Okay, that's the send off.
It just seems like Runic is just running into a wall here, and well, it's made of geobricks.
Yeah, we finally found the counter to Animo control.
You think that that's the plan for Runic? Just if I run into Animo control, I have this.
I mean, does he expect a lot of Animo control?
I don't know.
I mean, personally, I would expect, but apparently not a lot of people is running it because Yoimiya is
Yeah.
very strong.
Mm.
But I do get the
Yeah,
thought process.
we could think about like other matchups. I mean, just being able to have 3 self-sufficient units is just really good against a lot of decks. Red is pretty well into single carry decks as well, just by the virtue of being able to obliterate people. Oh, we lost Runic Stream, I think. Okay.
Is a single gene left? Dice also looking pretty good. I do not see how Gene can come back here.
I feel like it has to be some shenanigans around Gene-Alt, if anything.
Yeah, but Gene-Alt not having the full value of healing 2 characters at once.
Yeah.
Quite cringe.
I feel like maybe that should have been a bigger priority instead of getting the Sucro summon up again a second time. And as we were looking away, Mona died at the end of the turn. Big hand as well for Y. Does have dice tuning, does have even an Adeptus Temptation if he wanted to attempt like a Lava Trail one-shot. I
don't see how Runic comes back from this. 10 dice is a lot to work with for a normal attack. Still has that lucky dog, so every summon gives the Rodia 2 healing. Not enough damage output from Gene alone to stop all the sustain coming from White's entire deck.
Yeah. Maybe trying to set up for a bit of a like. Right now, I don't think you really want to damage Gene because like it's going to be healed up by the ult regardless. So I think you might want to just play the big Paimon, set up the extra Hilichurl, and then end turn early.
Yeah, gives a priority to Y next turn, and well, Y's got a lot of tools to work with here.
Yeah. G not being able to swirl anything either here is just brutal as well.
Staying on Rodia there, denying any swirling coming from the Hydro.
That's going to be 5 damage here. It's also like he doesn't like
sacrificial fragments.
It really doesn't feel like Runic really has good cards either to deal with this right now. Like he needs to be able to survive this turn, and he had like, you know, Animo Resonance. Yeah, has Pizza, which is just like heal 1, cool. You know, you have an Adeptus Temptation on the other side. It's tough. Yeah, this is also going to give a Crystallized Shield, mind you. I'm pretty sure that Y will.
Shield on first. That's a Lotus Crisp, and that's at least takes down the Lava Troll, but I do not think that is enough. Gene? It is 2 attacks next
Yeah.
turn.
Honestly, like, if Runic can't find the kill on Jean soon, we might actually have a game. We might actually see this playing quite heavily. I think if you don't find it right now, the ult comes up, and then you're in trouble. And it doesn't seem like Y has like any tools to really do this. The Aquila Favonia keeps healing. Genold keeps healing. And slowly but surely, Y is running out of resources. Of course, we'll be able to put down Cathedral here at the end of the turn, and probably
might be able to out-sustain here.
Yeah, I guess Cathedral and Lea Harbor. Sorry, not Lao Wangshuin. So that's 2 heal on Ningguang, 2 heal on Rodea. And has the Lucky Dog too. Yeah, actually, yes, that's a lot. That's a lot. Never mind.
With all the shield. Trying to. Wait, Jean doesn't even have a good of a one, does she?
Oh no, it doesn't.
No, yeah.
Never mind. I'm blind. Been a long day, I'll be honest.
It has been a long day. It's like 6 p.m. here.
Yeah,
We started at 3.
yeah, almost 3.5 hours now. But we've seen some great games, some really cool decks, honestly. I'm looking forward.
Variety. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to 3.4. We're gonna get some new cards, new characters. Start the whole discovery process over again, I guess.
Yeah, the brainstorming part of the new patch is always fun. Trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. Maybe you get a new meme deck, not just the chicken. I want to see more chicken though. Hey, do we finally get the 2-hand perspective working?
Yeah, for a while now. It's just been switching back and forth. Like, it is like the box at the top shows the same hand, but like we're switching back and forth between players.
Alright,
So
that's
it is somewhat working.
Yeah, I mean, at least Y doesn't have like a lot of energy generation, so it's going to take a while until Y can get off another huge finisher burst. Then again, maybe Jean can out-sustain it and deal enough chip damage, but considering a lot of healing, the amount of healing Y has with the Lucky Dog, with the food, with the Wang Shuin, I don't
Also,
think
I'm just wondering, with Adeptus Temptation, can Rodea just deal 10 damage?
I believe Rodea's burst without any summons deals 2.
Okay, but like we're not talking without any summons.
So one, it's like +2 for every summon. 4. Yeah. It
So
should.
you have to have 3 summons. And does 9 damage. +2 from the Adeptus Temptation is 10. And he can set up 2 with 1 skill, with a 5+ skill. So technically, he can do that in a turn next turn.
Jean is
He'd
also
only
very close to Elemental Burst again. So, I don't know, Jean just keeps healing the damage that Y is dealing, but Jean is also not dealing any damage in return.
Like, you're just kind of... On the Gene side, you're just kind of hoping to burn through these cathedrals and Wang Shu-ins and everything, and then hopefully get stuff done. But that's a Gene on 7 health.
Seems like the chat is raging over Gene.
Let me check.
I mean, theoretically, there's a chance. I'm not sure what it is, though.
Hey, Gene does 6. Wait a minute. Yeah, Gene does. Sorry, not Gene. Ningguang does 6. Plus 2. Plus Adeptus. Yeah, that's enough.
Jade Screen isn't up yet.
Yeah, but it does 6 like straight up without Jade Screen.
That's true. Skills for 2.
Okay, there's the Lotus Crisp. Just
Yeah. The fact that
trying to stay alive.
Rodia doesn't
Desperately flailing, honestly.
I think all Y has to do is just set up so that when either character is active, they can deal massive during their massive burst.
Yeah.
Like there's no Gene stopping there.
By the way, what applied an element? Does Rodea self-apply Hydro or something?
I don't think so. Pretty sure she doesn't.
So what actually applied the Hydro right now?
The Gene Swirls?
Well, there was a time when neither of them had Hydro on them. I don't know. Yeah, G-Green is up.
Now next turn, either Ningguang dealing massive damage or Rodia dealing massive damage.
Yeah.
Well, it's...
And this is why we hate double anno, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like the brain games, you know, the mind games going on. I mean, it's more fun if it's like...
Whether or not you win or lose, from the moment you realize you win or lose, it's still 6 more minutes.
That's true. The real losers is the viewers. Sorry, I'm an anime abuser. Maybe I deserve to be punished. If this is what you guys have to deal with.
Okay. I mean, deep cut, but I used to play Karina Control, so I don't get to complain.
Okay. Okay. We are not
for
so
the-
different
for-
after all.
For the non-rune Terra build, it's basically a deck that doesn't play anything, and only, like, once your opponent plays anything, just nukes it. That's the entire game plan. And then turn 10, you just try to OTK.
I mean, I used to think when Rune Terror was like first released, I was just Karma Ezreal abuser to Diamond. At least that deck has, you know, skill, takes skill, kinda. Yeah, it's interesting that Gio's Invocation doesn't have like cards that deal direct damage. I think it would be broken if it does though. Maybe that is a design space they can explore.
Sorry, direct damage?
Yeah, like just play something, instantly deal like 1 damage physical.
Oh, from hand. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was just like, I guess piercing damage exists already. It's gonna be interesting if like they're going to like do more with piercing damage.
I think there's still a lot of design space for Genius Invocation.
Yeah. Okay, here's the Adeptus Temptation.
let's see how much this deals. 2 summons, Adeptus Temptation. Okay, you know, you just DM.
Yep, that's exactly 9.
Exactly 9. GG for Y.
Oh,
I
that took
believe-
forever. But absolutely GG's. Damn.
Definitely well played. It does take a lot for a player to sit there trying to find an out. I respect Runic's perseverance there. But
Yeah.
overall, the better player wins here.
Huge respect to our finalists. Huge respect to anybody playing today. We've had some great matches from game 1. Honestly, was so much fun today.
Yeah, the real winners are the viewers. You guys right here.
You don't get welcome though.
Yeah, only
We only have one welcome.
Which is why you should join tomorrow's tournament or next week's tournament.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be you. Would start in roughly 26 and a half hours. So 27 and a half hours. And then on Sunday it's going to be NA. So make sure to join the Discord. We have like a really cool community over there. Lots of deck lists in the deck list chat. Lots of discussion. People hanging out in the voice chats.
Pretty much
It's a great
always
community,
active,
and
really.
I'm really happy.
Yeah, it's a pretty great community, to be honest. Glad to be here. Given this opportunity. What did we You know what would be great for maybe next week? We get the winner to come to the chat, the voice chat channel and interview.
Yeah. Maybe
Take note,
eventually
Kojo.
we can set eventually we can set that up maybe, but yeah. It's an interesting, like, not to complain too much, but we've had some trouble in general. It's just being able to find enough players to stream with and stuff. It's not the easiest job already. So being able to get a winner's interview might be a bit much on top of that, but if we can find a more consistent rhythm, I think that that's something that should definitely be looked at.
Yeah, we are still trying to figure things out. We're still growing, though. Expect improvements in weeks to come. And yeah, it's pretty fun tournament overall, honestly. I mean, we didn't have that much technical issues. Yeah, there's like a few bumps here and there, like players can't stream, which would be fixed if Hoyo gives us a spectator feature. Please, Hoyo.
You know what I'm mad about?
What?
Magu Kenki still won the tournament.
Budget Magu Kenki won the tournament.
Honestly, I'm great. I'm really glad that like people have been able to make Geo work even without Magu Kenki. Yeah.
Yeah, I love seeing double Geo.
Sad though that it literally like everybody just trying to make Noel work. Please make Noel work.
Maybe Ningguang
And
was
now
the answer all
now she got
along.
replaced again.
Ningguang was the answer all along. All right.
Okay.
No, well, we're still gonna be here for a while.
Yeah.
Speaking of deck list, Ningguang, quite interesting.
Mm.
Overall, from what I've seen so far, still a lot of Ayamiya.
Yeah, a
Ayamiya's
lot less
still
send-off.
very, very strong. Don't know why there's still a lot of send-off. I mean, yeah, there's still a lot of summons running around, but Magu Kenki is the main culprit usually. Yeah, I don't think Ayamiya's going out of the meta soon. Even after the patches. Wait, are we? Is it confirmed that we're getting buffs and nerfs?
I haven't really looked into any leaks, and I think we shouldn't really discuss them on stream either way. But regardless of if there's actually buffs and nerfs, whatever, like the cards that are coming up will change the meta probably regardless. So I think it would be fine if there wasn't. At the same time, I do want Genki to be knocked down a peg. Maybe even some other cards to be not knocked down a peg, and then hopefully be able to explore like the entirety of the card pool for a while.
Yeah, I mean, if the card pool stays the same for a long time, it'll be boring. But it's good that at least I am grateful that Toyo is supporting the game mode, and I hope they'll keep supporting this for patches to come.
Yeah, like I'm still a bit scared because they're not making any money from it as of right now. It keeps people engaged, it keeps people logging on, so that's good. But if they're not making money, that also means that at any point they can just stop supporting it if they don't want to anymore. So I feel like it's really important that we show that like we love this game. We want to continue supporting this game. We want to continue playing this game, get new cards, get new support and everything, and then hopefully this can grow into a very healthy community, and I think that's to the benefit of Hoyo regardless.
Yeah. I mean, I still can't believe this is a game inside a game, and it got this big.
You think they're going to do the client for it?
I mean, look at what happened to TFT. It's a game within a game, technically, but they decided to make their
but you
client
don't have to.
unplayable.
You don't have to get to adventure rank 32 to be able to play TFT.
That is true.
Honestly, I think that's one of the big things. Reduce the adventure rank. Like, just get it to like, I don't know, 18. Like, at 18 you go fight Storm Terror. At that point, you can just be like, yeah, let's actually also introduce TCG.
I think it's way too late. I mean, yeah, I get it. You want to get all of, like the coins and the unlockables from beating characters from different regions. Like this is the NPCs.
Yeah, and you don't want to overwhelm the player too early. But
yeah, I mean, it is possible. But yeah, having it unlocked early would definitely help the growth of the game. Getting you players just, oh wait, there's a card game in Genshin. I'm just gonna play that instead of actual Genshin, like I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Maybe even like, I don't know, if you really don't want to introduce it too early, just have like an option somewhere to just be like, okay, let me do it anyway. Like, it isn't in the events tab or anything yet, but like, if I want to, I can enable it anyway and just be able to play like much earlier.
Right. Actually.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That's enough armchair development, I think, on our side.
Okay, I mean, the deck list has not popped up on our screen yet, so what? Okay, we will getting it soon for you guys. I'm still sad to see we don't get to see a lot more mushroom chicken. Wait, whose decks
Okay, we are seeing some decks. I guess this is really only one deck though from each side, right?
This is the double Animo previously, and
okay, fair enough. So we have the double Animo from the finals on what's his name?
Double Animo.
Runic side. We got Wise Rhodealist. We got Arcs. Superconduct.
Superconduct.
Supercharge, I guess.
Electroconduct.
Yeah, and I forget what did Note play?
Note?
Did Note play Sino? That was Sino Quicken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sino Quicken.
So very interesting deck lists. Like, yes, we definitely saw, why advancing with Ayamiya into the finals, but these top four decks, like none of these are like the meta, you know, like not
Yeah.
even close, honestly.
I mean, I would expect at least like I would expect a lot of Ayamiyas in the top 4, but it seems like 2 of the players don't even bring Ayamiya. I believe. Let me check just in case. I know why did bring Ayamiya, but Runic did not.
Runic brought Noel Singcho as the second deck.
Yes.
We got Note.
Note I Note did bring Ayamiya, I believe.
Yeah, but Fatui Agent.
2 agent variant.
Yeah, and then Arc. Arc's second deck was also crazy. I remember.
Oh yeah.
Arc's second deck was Shuggling Rodea Lava Troll. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So we only have 2 Yoimiyas.
Honestly, only 2 real like.
2 out of 8 decks.
Yeah, I guess you could say Sino Quicken is like technically Quicken, so technically a meta deck. But other than that,
Yeah,
like,
I'm really happy to see the diversity here now that Magu
Mm.
Kenki isn't here.
yeah, really shows kind of like. On the one hand, I would say like yes, this format hasn't been like tested as much, so perhaps there is more of like there is a deck that can perform similarly well to Kenki and just like get to top get to the top cut over and over. But it really shows that Kenki has been keeping decks down.
Yeah. The fact that Kenki is so powerful and can be played in quite different strategies. It's just, I guess, restraining how people build decks, and they don't want to lose to Magu Kenki, right?
Mm.
And based on what I'm seeing here, I do like the double Animo here coming up. Sucrose getting the love she deserves back in the meta. I mean, I wouldn't say meta, but bringing double Animo and a Yoimiya infested meta does help. Even though most likely it'll just be banned. The interesting Superconduct Electrocharge comp is also quite interesting, trying to deal as much AoE damage as possible, trying to pivot around characters, while at the same time having a lot of options for like freezes.
Yeah,
Superconduct.
I will say, you could think like, oh, people just didn't bring like their most serious decks or something, but no, we had players, even good players, come with like full meta lineups and just lose. You know, like UIP uh, brought Chongyun Ayamiya and I guess Razor Quicken, but it's still Quicken. So and you got beaten, and not to call him out. It's just like there was good opposition out there who was playing meta, but this just actually made finals because it was, successful.
Yeah, I mean, it proves that the meta is still being figured out, right? That's definitely the case here. Without Magu Kenki, people are still figuring out. Most people default to just the meta previously before Magu Kenki, which is, the Ayamiyas, the freezes, the controls. Actually, one interesting fact, I don't think we saw any freezes, now that I think about it.
No, we did see Ganyu
Yes.
freeze.
That is
And Ayaka freeze as well at some point, I think.
And no, I mean in top 4.
Oh, in top 4, no. Yeah. That is interesting. But honestly, looking at the top 4 lists, I'm less surprised, honestly. Like, there's a decent amount of decks that just, like, deal with it pretty well, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's not very... How was it? It's not... It's strong, but it does have counters. It's telegraphed too. Xingqiu setting up. You can see, if you can stop the Xingqiu, it's basically stopping Ayamiya from setting up. or preventing Yoimiya from setting up in the first place. So yeah, this is the
Yeah.
decks. If you want to copy it, go ahead. We'll post it on the Discord and in the Genius Invocation Reddit a few days after the tournament is done, alongside with the Europe and America. Speaking of which, do you think the America and Europe meta would be similar with this? Because let's be honest,
we're gonna
here.
see tons of Rodea Ningguang. I'm sure about it.
This is a Ningguang. I would say it's the sleeper hit of this tournament, and maybe it'll inspire some players from the Europe and
maybe some people pick it up until tomorrow. But yeah, I think the thing that we will see is a pretty diverse pile. At the same time, I'm not entirely sure if Europe often is a very experimental region. America very often is in other card games can be a lot more. Let's just play what's good.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how different regions interpret the task of build a deck when Kenki isn't around.
All I'm saying is, if Asia is this diverse, imagine Europe.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
If this is tryhard by Asia standard, imagine what Europe is going to look like. It's going to be some fun, spicy decks to look for.
I'm looking forward to once again Pyro Resonance Terror Shroom in the finals.
Okay, you think that would be?
Give me that, please.
Sleeper hit, just like Ningguang.
I don't even think it's that good, but I just want to see it.
Right. Anyway, I think it's about time we close up the stream. Don't forget, if you want to join Europe's and America's tournament or tournaments for weeks to come, because we have big plans coming up for more weeklies and maybe a major tournament. You can find us at discord.gg/invocation. Remember, invocation with a K. Got tons of stuff there. You can
on screen right now.
Yes, the community is pretty nice, even for me. I'm a pretty shy guy, but they're pretty welcoming. You can talk about strategies, see other people build their weird decks and surprisingly working out. The deck list, as I mentioned before, will be posted in the Discord too, as the Reddit server of r/Genius Invocation, I believe. And that's it for me. You have anything else to say, Luis?
Yeah. The full deck list for the top performing players will be posted in a couple of days, but often people put their decks into the deck list channel already after this, just right after. So do check that out. And yeah, it was really fun. And I think I don't really have much more to say. See you in 3.4, I guess.
Yeah, this is going to be, I guess, our last Asia tournament until the next patch. So, let's see what the new patch has to offer for us. So, in the meantime, this has been me, Waifu Hunter, and Luis. I guess we are signing off. Peace.